Hello, hello, and welcome along to episode 4 of Intricate Designs. Last session, we spent our time at a ball/party on a bit of a heist, where we were attempting to attain an engagement ring from the Lady Feraldis Peveron. Basically, while her kids were having a massive party in the house and she was off shagging her lover. We managed to get it. You almost got nicked, but it turned out that luckily somebody was looking out for you. And that's where we'll resume. Today I have playing with me Darth.
I hate you. You do this every time.
No, I don't. I never start with you.
No, I mean, you wait till I put food in my mouth and then you tell me
stop eating.
Okay. Hi, I'm Darth. I'll be playing Cinder, the Fire Genasi Rune Knight Fighter.
I have Trill.
Hi, I'm Trill. I'm playing Royal, the Eladrin Soul of the Seasoned Sorcerer.
I have A-Game.
Hey there, I'm A-Game. I'm playing as Nonary Mindo, the Flumph Arcane Polymath Wizard.
I have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Esther, the Druid of the Stars Drow.
And I have Stevie.
Hi, I'm Stevie, and I play Jula Landry, the Changeling Grave Cleric.
Unfortunately, today I do not have Eli with us. Eli's not feeling great today. We hope he feels better. And we look forward to seeing him again next week. Today his character will silently follow along in case any combat happens, but otherwise remain pretty relevant. So,
Doing the grumpy man thing. Just sits there silent.
we left off with you guys getting back to the house. Sharky escorting you as one of the guards with Jazz. Those of you who were arrested. But they leave you there and let you in. Hot Fingers Carla, who kept watch and called the non-guard guards for you, has come back with you. And as we return to the house, I hand over to you guys.
We should drop off our newly acquired item.
I agree. I
Go
want
to
to-
that.
It is currently 1:30 in the morning, but it is a pleasure house you've got to take it to, so swings and roundabouts.
Do we know, like, the name of the person we're supposed to drop it? Okay, I was gonna say, are we just supposed to go to the pleasure house and ask, hey,
You
what's
might
up?
not. You might not, but someone should.
Yeah, it was in our task. Lornick at House of Velvet.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. Let's roll out.
Autobots, roll out.
So we're headed straight out to the House of Velvet?
Yeah.
Before we
I'm
go,
gonna
I
grab my
just,
weapon.
July, go ahead.
want to change it back into my normal July form.
Mhm.
I've had enough of being a goblin for today.
So you de-goblinificate, and assuming also wear something a little more appropriate to July.
Yes, I'll put back on my cleric's robes.
Cinder picks up his weapons, and with that, the rest of you will proceed through town. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Okay. The House of Pleasures is on the edge of the Noble District and the Merchants' Quarter. There we go. In fact, I will show you just about where it is. It is this building here. I'll let everybody on the stream see that as well, actually. There we go. Ah, shit.
Good idea.
Bear with me a second. Boop. There we go. Fantastic. That is where the House of Pleasures is, and it's assumed that you're going to make your way probably either through the Workers' Ward and the Market District or via the docks. Basically not through Deadtown. Because that went so well last time. Yes, well, as you guys find your way across the town, you get sort of somewhere near the edge of the Mage's Quarter. I'm assuming we're not going to cut it directly through the Noble District, are we?
No. Back ways.
What?
Cool. You are able to make your way... Why is this not working? Sorry, bear with me a second. There we go. You are able to make your way through to the edge of town when you get towards the edge of the Mage's Quarter. You're bypassed by somebody who seems to be selling hot buns. They're sort of like hot cakes, basically. It's 1:30 in the morning. They've got this big platter of hot cakes, and they're moving around with this sort of purple lantern over their cakes, and they look over at you and... Anybody for hot cakes? Hot cakes. You want some hot cakes? Keep you warm on this fine evening.
I'm good. I'm already pretty warm.
Are you sure? I think you look like you might want some hot cakes. And he begins to get very close to Royal. Specifically.
Insight check our weird new friends as Royal tries to dodge slightly back.
Yeah, you can sort of, you take a look at him. Go ahead and give me an insight check if you like. From your passive insight, you think he's just sort of, he's the real deal. He seems to be selling hotcakes.
And the team?
He seems to be selling hotcakes. He also seems to like the look of you.
Okay. Royal's just gonna try to die and dodge around him.
Okay. As sort of you move around him, Cinder and Nonnery, who I'm assuming are somewhat near each other, just for the hell of it, you feel this sort of sudden gust of wind between the two of you. Make a dex save.
All right.
That's so good.
I'll also take a perception check from July, as I think July has the highest passive perception in this situation. It's most likely.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah, dex saves didn't go very well. What about, no, sorry?
23.
23, great. July, you notice this sort of black cloaked figure dash through the middle of the group and then sort of transform into a bat as it gets through and fly off over the houses. The Hooverline family are vampires and they're nobles, so you know the vampires easily intermix with the city, and there's absolutely no reason why you should be worried, except the fact that this one got fucking close. Yeah.
Everybody be on your guard. I'm pretty sure we've got a visitor, and I'll point out where the bat went to everyone.
Yeah, who's holding the ring?
Oh, fuck.
I would have assumed Royal, but that's...
Yeah, I think Royal would have grabbed it.
I think so.
Sure.
Is that okay, Royal? Yeah. The second time round, sort of this gust comes towards you guys, but you're on your guard. And as he gets really close, he stops. And you see him in his full form. He's quite dashingly handsome, beautiful figure. Stands about 6'3" in height. Long black hair and a very well manicured, very well manicured goatee. But there is no doubt that protruding from his lips are two small fangs. And you can't help but feel that his fashion sense is a little dated, though very rich. And he looks to you, Royal, and, oh, excuse me, my love, I didn't mean to alarm or surprise.
Just a touch busy this evening.
Oh, indeed, I'm sure you are. You came from the party at... the party at the Beveron household, did you not?
Yes, working a job.
Unfortunately, you crossed over with a friend of mine.
Which friend would that be?
I believe your goblin friend here crossed paths with a Kalishtar friend of mine. Indeed, in the final room of the household. Just pardon me, I can't help but notice that some of you were escorted out by guards, though seem currently to not be under guard.
It was all just a bit of a misunderstanding.
Indeed. So, none of you are carrying a silver locket with the photo of a young boy in it?
A what? Sorry.
A silver locket with a photo of a young boy in it.
No? Was that what your friend was after?
Somehow it went missing during the ordeal.
Yes, there were rather a lot of mind flayers getting stabbed.
Hmm.
Wait, there were mind flayers that got stabbed there?
I see you paid attention. Well, it doesn't seem like you're lying. The trace I have for this object is not here, but I wanted to see the strange people that seem to be conducting business at the same time. And then he looks to Asta. She's right. The spitting image. Might I have your name?
I'm just gonna like stare at him and then just say, "You've got some." And then he clocks that it's a tooth, and then goes, "Oh, just begins whistling and looking around. I'd whistle if I could, but I can't."
He sort of clicks his finger in front of you and is like, "Your name?"
Master.
Master. Okay, Master. Well, Master, nevertheless, you came
And what's your name?
Indeed. What is my name? And then he turns to Asta, and you must have noticed during the course of the ball that you encountered somebody who looks a little like you. I suggest that you forget you ever saw them.
Saw who? I've already forgot what. What ball? I don't know many places.
I like the way you work. Speaking of forgetting that things ever happened. Good night.
Have fun looking at your pictures of little boys.
He sort of looks at you and you don't think I was stealing it from me, do you? Goodness me, amateurs. And he steps into the shadows, and within moments, even though July might peer after him, he is completely invisible. Carry on, as you were.
Yes, let's hurry along. Don't particularly like members of the family or potentially related to the family we did the other job for poking around, so let's hurry.
A little later, as you're sort of coming round through the temple district, which is almost completely empty at this point, there are a couple of sort of low lights on candles as well in certain churches and cathedrals, but apart from those who work within them, nothing specific stands out. You do make your way past the Temple of Lacerta, and you notice that the black curtains are drawn, meaning that somebody has either recently died or their body is being interred, or I mean, normally it might mean that a cremation or a funeral is going on, but obviously not in the middle of the night. So perhaps a body has been brought in there. No, they still hold their funerals at normal times. You've got to remember they're nobles that have integrated themselves completely into society nowadays, right? They're not, unless only the vampires are showing up. You know what I mean? Anyway,
like, sorry, vampires in this world, like, if they just cover their skin, are they okay?
do you mean do they have problems with sunlight?
Yeah.
No. They have occasional problems with sunlight. So fledglings can't go out in the sun at all. Young vampires can struggle with going out in the sun, and like it can be very painful, and sometimes their skin can burn if they spend too long. Older vampires, for the most part, it's uncomfortable, but they're okay, and they would have sort of like mechanically they would struggle to see very well, very similar to drow. Ancient vampires, which is most clan leaders, a lot of the nobles are quite old, can operate in sunlight as easily as they can in darkness, and can transform in sunlight as easily as they can in darkness. They are completely sort of within the world now and assimilated. Nevertheless, you find your way over to the edge of the merchants' district, and you see a beautiful sort of Edwardian-style building, sort of high pillars, intricate work on the outside. and it's marked by deep velvet curtains. There is no name on the front of this building, but it's pretty fucking obvious where you are.
How many entrances are there in there? Is there only like a front door? Or a door?
So as you look, you see a grand front door, and just next to the front door, sort of adjacent, is a side exit that appears to be bolted, barred, and chained. You can assume that that's the employee entrance. If you are to walk the whole way around the building, go ahead and give me a perception check, see what you can notice.
Is there a bouncer outside?
You can also give me a perception check. Cinder.
15.
15? There is a gentleman standing outside smoking who you would think might be stood outside a door, because that's where he's chosen to smoke, but there is no sign of a door there, as far as you can tell. Cinder, if there is a bouncer, you can't see them.
This one's sneaky bouncer.
Okay. Physically, you cannot see any form of any security. You were giving a perception check to see if you can notice, like, what might replace security. You haven't. Yeah.
Royal just head up to the what seems to be the main entrance, though.
Okay. So as you head up to the main entrance, the curtains are drawn open, but the light is, even to those of you with dark vision, it's sort of a transition that feels wrong, right? When you look in, it just looks like shadow. Royal, you do recognize this to be a slightly magical effect.
Royal slowly is going to step inside.
Okay, as soon as you step through the curtains, what you were seeing is just an illusion that is placed there that's translucent. Once you step through, you see a beautiful, dimly lit red room. There is somebody playing over in the corner, very gently, some music, and there is a sort of wide open, sort of lounging area. There's a bar over to the right, and a young girl plays the lute, sitting in the corner. There doesn't appear to be anybody who's assigned the task of looking at who's coming through the door, apart from one gentleman who seems to be working security, who, as you look back, is stood sort of leant back against the door. Immediately you will notice something strange about the way he stands. He looks like he's got no weight on either leg. He's sort of leant back against the wall in a way that is almost physically impossible. It's very light, but it's the wrong angle. Make of that what you will.
We hang out with Nonnery. I honestly don't think Royal would make that much of it.
No, I don't think you will. But as you first enter, a woman sort of sweeps on up to you. She's in her mid to late 50s by sight, but she's abnormally beautiful. She's got grey hair swept to the side, and she sort of... Oh, you're not here for some fun, are you? I'm assuming that everybody stepped in with Royal, right? Yeah, okay.
Very uncomfortably, but yeah.
You're not here for some fun. Business, is it?
We're here to deliver a gift for Lornick.
Oh, strange time for a gift. One moment. And she turns to the bouncer, and you see, like, Nonnery will immediately notice there's telepathic communication going on between the two of them. And after a moment, Lornick will be down in a moment. Please, take a seat. Have a glass of wine. It's freshly chilled.
Well, we'll absolutely go take a seat.
Whereas there was one sofa when you last looked, as you flick your eyes back, there is suddenly 3 sofas and space enough for 6 of you to seat comfortably.
I think Asta's gonna awkwardly stand.
Okay.
I think Cinder would stand.
Question. Well, do I know what exactly did they talk about?
You could only tell from the way that their sort of faces changed that they were making telepathic contact. You wouldn't have been able to overhear the conversation. It's direct telepathic communication, which I don't think you can just overhear, can you?
Let me look. You can perceive any content of telepathic communication used within 60 feet of you. I don't know if it's specific. I mean, it just says
Yeah, let me have-
telepathic in general. Is what it looks
Let
like.
me have a look.
I also posted it in Roll20.
Perceive the content of any telepathic communication. Okay, yeah, so the conversation sort of went, Lornick, room 6, nearly finished. That was it. There may have been more to it, but it was very rapid. And one thing that was a little uncomfortable is he spoke in a sort of... I don't know if you can have strange accents telepathically, but go ahead and give me an insight check with your intelligence modifier. Intelligence instead of your wisdom modifier. See if you can understand the nature of this ability. Oh, there we go. I wasn't scrolled down. What did you get?
All right. Well, actually, no. Wait. This should be
An 11, did you say?
because I'm 11 because I'm proficient in sight. This rolled. So
His ability to communicate telepathically does not seem innate or natural. That's what I can give you. Anyway, as these sort of 3 red sofas sort of lined up side by side, a stunningly beautiful male elf, a young female who looks like she may or may not be human, another female who's an air genasi, and then somebody who's very exotic. She's an orcish woman. She wears a sort of ritualistic barbaric outfit, it looks. She has tattoos all over her, rings through her eyes, her nose, her lip. And the 4 of them sort of approach, and the orc carries a tray of chilled wine with glasses and hands them out to you all. She sort of hesitates but doesn't give one to Nonnery. And then the rest of you, and they're there sort of almost unobtrusively. They don't make conversation, but they're available for conversation if you wish.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. While we're waiting, does anyone here in the house in general need a confession or a blessing or anything?
The orcish lady lets out this sort of sharp, barking laugh. But the elvish gentleman looks to you and sort of leans a little uncomfortably close and says, I could confess all night, if you wish. I have many things that I have done. I am indeed a sinner. Oh, am I a sinner?
July goes very red, like I'm doing right now.
He sort of nods to you, but my lady, your offer is appreciated in the vein it was intended. However, we find our way to temples for that time. We would not press upon you for your services in such an indelicate environment. Perhaps water for you?
Thank you.
He sort of reaches out a hand behind him and then pulls it back out, and it's filled with crystal clear, ice-cold water. He doesn't appear to have got it from anywhere. At this point, Royal, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. See whether you can notice what's going on here. Because things keep appearing out of, like, nowhere, right?
That's a 4.
A 4? Yeah, shit just serves itself in this place. That's what you've got for that.
I should probably figure out how to do that trick at some point. It seems handy, but then immediately shoves it out of their brain.
No, you might be able to tell in a different way. Give me a perception check, because that's far more likely to be what Nonnery would need.
Fucking solid 10.
A 10?
Average.
Let's just say that the illusion on the door is not the only illusion apparent here. Okay, that's about all the information you can work out. So maybe he didn't actually reach his hand into nowhere, but illusions are allowing him to reach into places that otherwise wouldn't exist. Regardless, very quickly the sort of orcish lady makes a nod to you all, and it would seem that we need to make some space. And the gentleman comes down the stairs towards you, and a private room, I think. And he sort of makes a gesture, and the elven male gestures you all to follow, and leads you over to a quiet, private room.
I want it said that the wine glass that Cinder was handing, he's gonna put it back down. It's still completely full. He didn't touch it whatsoever. Very awkward, like walking around.
Yep. No, absolutely fine. He sort of leads you over to this room. That's what I was looking for. There we go. And there's some music sort of very gently playing in the corner, but nobody seems to be getting too sort of involved. So the screen is pulled over, and it's a very, very quiet, private room. And this gentleman, also elvish, sort of looks up at you. You should all be able to see him now. Sort of, well, to what do I owe this pleasure? Business, I assume.
Yes. Lornick, I presume?
You presume correctly. You would be royal.
Yes. I'm glad they sent word ahead, otherwise this might be slightly confusing.
They?
Then Royal will fish.
Who's
Someone, I
they?
assume.
Oh. Not privy to the...
telling to tell you who.
You're not privy to the name of your employer, then? No. Well, I don't like to spoil a secret. I'm assuming that so far you've had dealings with Kalana, right?
Yes.
She's beautiful under all of those knives. Well, business, eh? What have you got for me?
Yeah. We'll reach into a pouch at their side and we'll pull out the ring with 2 fingers.
A pretty piece, though I'm not sure it's of any particular use to me. What is it?
It's from a certain lady's bedside table.
Oh, you've been getting frisky and stealing at the same time, have you? That does pique my interest, but I can't say that increases its value.
Lady Feraldis.
Ah. Perhaps this is
On
a
her finger?
ring she wears on her 4th finger.
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. The Lady Feraldis.
I'm sorry. As he says that, I'm gonna like whisper in July's ear, and I'm going to say, "A thumb's a finger."
In this case, yes, Dad.
Did that exact same thing when I was counting.
We're counting fingers in the background.
He sort of looks around at you all and like...
They're like counting on their fingers. July just takes their hands and like pushes them.
Yeah, you can assume that just because some people have a thumb, some don't, shifters, etc. It is a goblin. Make of that what you will. They don't normally have a thumb at all. They have these sort of strange fingers, right? So, yeah. Regardless, it is her ring finger, her wedding finger. And he says, oh, well, that does increase the interest. Ah, the Lady Feraldis. She was excellent in bed in her younger years. A complete delight between the sheets. It's been a while, though. I hear she has a very specific lover now.
Yes, has she moved on to someone else?
Oh, I mean, she got married first, I think. That's usually the courtesy. And then moved on to somebody else. Nevertheless, rumor is she's incredibly satisfied. 2 children satisfied, I believe, is the term. Though, at least one of them the Lord believes to be his own. I love juicy gossip. Don't you love juicy gossip?
Oh. Which 2?
Which 2? Well, indeed. That is the question. No, secrets for secrets. Secrets for secrets. Speaking of secrets, he sort of nods towards Royal and new to town.
Yes. think we all are. We're still getting acquainted.
Excellent. And yet, ripples. Ripples. Well, I wouldn't want to keep your time too long. Unless, of course, you wish to pay by the hour.
No, I think we're good for the evening. I trust you'll see that ring safely to its new purpose.
Oh, I think it's found its purpose.
Enjoy.
My thanks to your employer. And,
We'll pass along the thanks.
I look forward to seeing you again. And he sort of nods towards towards Nonnery, and, that could be interesting.
He needs to learn a few lessons before he gets up to any of that.
Adieu and good night.
I turned green.
He messages into your mind, Nonnery. Are you able to deflect that? Do you have to choose if that goes in? I think you're just permanently open to telepathic communication, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just open to telepathic communication whenever. Yeah.
And he just says an interesting color for embarrassed.
Embarrassment? No, I'm simply curious. What
Oh.
sort of activity do you speak of?
Well, let's just say that we could spend the evening doing something that in some would procreate, but for you, I think it would be more the mental pleasure. Like...
If Lordic and Nodder are staring at each other, Royal is going to try and harry Nodder.
No, he's making eyes with all of you and looking like he's not involved in telepathic conversation while maintaining it. And he just says to Nonnery, the pleasures of a courtesan's house are many, if you wish to experiment. It's 180 gold an hour. Good night. I really hope that the note that Stevie is writing down is the price of Lornick. Great. That's what I like to see. So he bids you good night and gestures towards the wall. And as he gestures towards the wall, a sort of black oaken door, like dark wood oaken door, appears with a small window in it. And you can leave via the side door if you wish.
Press against the wall.
Good night.
I'll speak in his mind. Well met.
Indeed. And as he retreats into the shadows, and you guys assumably leave the room via the door, you can now go home, and we will fast forward to the point at which you get home. I'm sure some conversation might have taken place on the way, but for convenience sake, it can take place when you get home.
I just want to point out, as we're walking home, that paying that gentleman his hourly fee might be a good way to find out who our employer is in the future.
I doubt he has gotten to his current age without that being an extremely difficult task. The number of hours required would probably exceed how much money we currently have.
He seemed very interested in honoring. I don't know.
I mean, we might have to teach Lottery a thing or two before he can get that fee waived.
If you send a flump to seduce a courtesan, I am going to be so happy.
I stand Lornick and Nonnery.
It's a very good thought. I don't think Nonnery in his current state can quite pull it off with our current funds. So
You don't have this flump's experience. He could.
No, and none of you heard the conversation in the brain, obviously. Anyway, as the group of you get home, Hot Fingers is conspicuous in her absence. She's probably gone to bed. Yeah. It's 2:45 in the morning.
Bad.
yeah, we should get some sleep. I believe July got hit while she was undercover, right?
I think that was fixed by now.
Yes.
Okay, it's fixed. Okay, it's cured. All right. Well,
Okay.
that's fixed. Then I think yes, bed. Doubtlessly have a note or something else for us soon, I'm sure, now that we've finished our 2 jobs.
I'm sure that Kaylana,
Oh,
or someone will
good.
find
Sorry.
us something soon.
July, can you repeat that?
I'm sure that Kaylana or Hotfingers will assign us something new soon.
Oh, I wish Hot Fingers was giving out the jobs.
She might try.
I'm just assuming at this point. I'm just assuming that little girl is our actual employer. Like she is.
that would be extremely funny. Cinder, the friend you were playing with, that was doing all the fire, a lot of the fire for you. Do you notice anything odd about him?
Yeah, he was a fire genasi. Or he appeared as a tiefling, but it was actually a fire genasi.
Yes.
And he tried to get me to drink and do drugs.
Cinder, just to be clear, I'm not sure you would have any idea which one was his real form and which one was the illusion.
That's true. I just know that, and at the end, he went from tiefling to fire genasi.
You've seen somebody else do that.
Well, no, my point is, that's just...
Maybe he's neither. Just saying.
It is neither. It probably is, honestly.
I was curious. He knew we were there to pull a job.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, he definitely knew. Or he thought we were doing something else and were just very obvious thieves when we were there. I mean, it's hard to say. There was another crime going on over there. We can talk about it more in the morning.
Would you guys like to skip to morning so that there isn't the luminous sort of we should be in bed moment hanging over the roleplay?
Yeah.
Okay. Sort of 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you guys are woken up by a on the door. Paper!
We get the paper again. It's already up.
Yep, and sort of by the time you get to the door, there is just a paper on the doorstep. And indeed, you see the same paper, and right on the front page, breaking news! Body washes up at Warehouse District Docks. Master Reginald Dufoot's body was found in the early hours of the morning. It appears that he died from strangulation before his body was disposed of. Master Dufoot was a trade broker operating in the Merchants District, often on behalf of the Huberline family.
Hey, we had business with that guy.
Mm-hmm. You can flick through. There's a few other interesting bits. The local kickball team have lost after a run of 11 wins. There is a request for the performance of the mysterious fire duo recently seen at a. So this is in the little articles section where people can enter in their letters. For the recent fire duo seen at a party recently. There's a new fizzy juice being sold. And one of the Grand Council members is with child. But the only real interesting thing is Master Dufoot, who washed up in the river. It's assumed at this point that most of you have come down for breakfast. Hot Fingers, as per usual, sort of bustles out the door, sort of, morning! I'm off out, I'll be back in a bit. And sure enough, half an hour later, she comes in with hot breakfast food, so that she doesn't seem to have paid for. And she'll hand out a couple of bits of hot bread, and, well, how are we all doing?
Still tired.
It was quite an exciting evening.
Oh?
How are your fingers? From hanging on the wall.
Yeah, they seem alright.
Good as well.
Cinder, you're quite in demand. I got one request for you and your friend at the party, and now there's another one in the paper.
Alright, I did,
You can't do any of it anyway. No, it was you.
No, he's calculating in his head the rough percentage of how much he actually, added to it. I added, 0.01% of that entire thing. So that was really his show, not mine. I'd need many days to make anything similar to that. Even then, I'm not sure I could get on that level.
We should try and recreate something similar for Lady Grenworthy's party. Or something of
Practice
equal
makes
value.
perfect.
no, it's more of just I don't have the flame manipulation that he had, but I have an idea of something that could work. But I can't fly into the air like he did. And whatever I did would be a much more toned down version of whatever happened at the party.
We'll talk on it more. If
Is
nothing
it-
else.
Is it concerning to anyone else that this man is presumably an entertainer and yet he didn't want any of the credit for the show?
I assume he is, like us, something in addition to an entertainer, given his knowledge. Which is concerning, but barring a way of tracking him down at the moment and pinning him for questioning, the best we can do is ask around.
An interesting mind.
Did you chat with him, Nodri?
The man of whom Cinder interacted with.
Yes, the tiefling/fire genasi.
No.
And when we meet him again, you will ask permission before you interact with him, right?
Just to confirm, just to make sure you're all aware, Nonnery can speak out loud, but it is quite uncomfortable and it isn't very clear.
You can ask permission in their heads. If you say, "Excuse me, I am entering your mind. May I continue, please?" That's okay.
Manners are very important.
Man is to speak to another.
I'm just saying, you know. No, go ahead.
You continue lecturing about this very important topic.
I was just going to say, you know, when you speak out loud, a person can cover their ears or leave the room. They can't do the same when you speak in their mind. They have no choice but to listen to you. So I think it's important to make sure they're okay with it.
Did we all see what happened with the Calistrar? Okay.
None of you saw it.
Okay.
Hotfingers, is it at all concerning to you, with your experience with Kaylana, that someone that we had contact with through her is now dead? And I'll hold up the headline.
You what? Oh. What's it say?
Says that Reginald
She can't-
Dewfoot was murdered and he was found in the...
Dewfoot.
water.
Dewfoot. Do I know Dewfoot? Do we know Dewfoot? What about him? We don't.
That guy
He,
did trade.
She didn't come with you.
he dealt with the costume shop your friend worked at.
What? Oh. No, I wouldn't worry. If he's dead, it was probably intended. Just a thought. Maybe he's dead because you interacted with him.
I mean,
That's what concerns me.
Oh, it concerns you? Oh, why's that?
I don't...
It's generally nice not to get other people murdered if possible.
Oh. Well, I suppose. It's better than being murdered, no?
That's certainly true.
Getting facts.
I mean, I don't mean to be blunt, but do you really have much choice?
No.
What's the matter then? Oh, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? He wasn't a friend, was he?
Who have hot fingers on this?
It's useful to know how likely anyone we interact with is to get murdered.
Well,
Changes the equation of getting
it
people
depends on what you're doing, really, doesn't it? I mean, sometimes in this city, I don't think murder's the worst thing that can happen to you.
Oh, that's probably definitely true.
Think about it this way. All of us are here because all of us assumingly got blackmailed by one thing or another. So if you really care
Not me.
so much,
Not me. I'm being
not
paid.
her, point to Hot Fingers, not her. All the rest of us, though. And so think to yourself, if we have a likelihood of causing someone to end up dead or worse, is it worth keeping them alive in return for keeping whatever it is you're trying to protected?
Wonderfully reassuring, Cinder, to know you would murder anyone for your girlfriend.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that I'm not sure that you guys know that it was Cinder's girlfriend who was threatened. I don't think,
we discover the only in another conversation. We discover the only thing that would motivate him is the girl. That is that we don't know it's his girlfriend.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Thing he cares about morally is the girl that he was threatened with.
Right. Okay. Cool.
That isn't. That isn't what Cinder's trying to get across. It's more of just if we didn't care, right, about doing the job, then none of us would be here, and we'd most likely be dead.
And Royal is just giving Cinder shit for
what you're trying to say is that if you had no morals, you wouldn't be here.
Basically.
Oh. I can't say the same for me. Sorry, love?
Another point, though, is just, like Royal said, it's good to know what the probability is of people we interact with getting murdered, because, quite frankly, what if these murders are being pinned on us? Just want to know how careful we need to be when we're interacting with people.
It would entirely depend on the nature of the business you have with them. I mean, if you put a knife through their throat, you're probably responsible. Whereas, if you deliver a message, probably not you. I mean...
Sure.
That is far more likely to be labeled as a coincidence.
Hot Fingers, how... does this city have a decent police force? Are they going to come question us if we were the last people to talk to this man?
Decent? What does that mean? They're evil bastards, and they're crooked as. I know a few you can pay off if that's what you're looking for.
That might be
Those
useful.
names would actually be quite useful, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't come and give me their names, but I know where they can be contacted, and I can contact them for you. As for decent in terms of, like, are they effective? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
That would depend entirely on whether they're meant to be.
Given the fact that you are able to get two people on somewhat short notice to impersonate them and have the nobles believe it, I don't think they're that.
The main danger with this recent death is that Reginald Duford was connected to a noble family. If they want to throw enough money at the problem because they extremely do not like who we changed their trade order to, they probably have enough money to throw it at the problem.
You know what? I don't mean to be rude, but maybe you should ask Kalana these questions. I don't really have much to do with it.
What if...
Speaking of which, she mentioned she'd be round this afternoon.
Great. What you were saying, Aster?
July. Oh, go ahead.
What was Aster say?
Did Aster say something?
Yeah, Aster was about to say
Oh,
something.
I was just gonna say, well, what if the family killed him? Because he messed up the trade routes. Then they wouldn't throw money into it, because then they'd be throwing money at themselves. Which I suppose is a good way of saving.
That would be the best outcome, yes.
Also, if everyone we come into contact with dies, does everyone at the ball die? Do we die?
I mean, yes, death is a little bit likely for us at some point in the proceedings.
Everyone does die eventually.
Eventually, all minds.
On the topic of... Go ahead.
Done already.
On the topic of people dying and stuff, who exactly did you meet, July? That our vampire friend last night.
Oh, he wasn't referring to me. He was referring to Rufus. Sorry, Rufus isn't feeling well, so he went to lay down. But Rufus met a Kalashtar. He whispered it to me very quickly outside, but he met a Kalashtar.
You did also meet the Kalashtar, right? He was in the room when you walked in. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Same Kalashtar. Yeah, July's met him, so...
I met him very briefly. But he left the room before I talked to him much.
And Nonary, when we were dealing with the other Kalashar and the Mind Flayers, did you notice anything with your speech affinities?
I had noticed that there was a mind flayer approaching. He approached, and then he was stabbed and killed.
Just one more thing to ask Alana about, I guess, then.
Cool.
What the hell is that? And she sort of points out the window.
Oh, look out the window.
Looking out the window, you see two very large Goliaths walking down the street with a huge sort of flatbed wagon being pulled by them. And so he walks straight up to the door. Gentlemen, he sort of...
Upon seeing
The door looks like it might actually just break from that.
I'll telepathically open the door.
Yep, okay. And as the door opens, he sort of, whoa, that's a bit of a trick, innit? I'm Jack. You got furniture needing delivering, I assume. This is me girl. And she don't look much like a girl. That's Esmeralda there. She sort of, hi! Furniture!
Yeah, Cinder will get up from the table and sort of dust himself off a little bit, and then he'll deal with it.
How is he dealing with it?
Because he was the one who placed the order, so he knows where most of the stuff's gonna go.
So you're gonna empty all the stuff off the wagon yourself?
No, he's gonna tell him where to put it.
They push the wagon up towards the house and then stand idly to the side, waiting for you to do whatever it is you wish to do. Esmeralda pulls out a sort of nasty, thick cigar and sort of... and spits on the floor.
In the house?
No, she's standing outside. She sort of looks at you and... I would say nice place, but fuck me, is it the dead end of nowhere?
It is.
2 doors over. Stabbing land, isn't it?
Is everything accounted for that we put order in for?
Seems so.
Alright. Well, do you unload it, or do we?
Depends. Are you paying?
So, Cinder will sort of just shrug. He say, how much?
80 each.
For how long?
Till we're done?
That's it? Wow. Okay. He'll go inside and he'll ask everyone if that's doable or okay with
Gold?
them.
He's 160 gold, child.
I can do it. It's gonna take a while, though.
Are we in a hurry to go anywhere?
We have all
I guess
day.
not. Okay, fine then. He'll go out there and he'll just slowly, using his giant's might to sort of...
He sort of looks over and, I told you they wouldn't pay. We're going for lunch. And he just walks off, leaving you with the trolley. Him and Esmeralda sort of go directly into Dead Town. God knows what you have in Dead Town for lunch, but off they go.
Spend the afternoon using my giant's might to help me get it off.
I'm assuming that there'll be some telekinesis and Asta might occasionally lend a hand, and I'm sure everybody else will sort of try a little bit. Maybe Asta will not lend a hand. But no, okay, cool. You're sat there watching Cinder do it. After a while, Lead-Headed Len... Sorry, go on.
Asta's too busy painting his room.
Ah, painting it black and white?
Black and yellow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lead-Headed Len turns up after a while, and Carla just sort of points at the furniture, and he comes out and... You need help?
You want to help?
Lend help!
Okay.
He sort of... He lifts a surprisingly large amount for what appears to be a 14-year-old orc. Yeah, he's got arms and strong, and... sort of a couple of hours later, around 3 p.m., Kalana sort of steps up to the door with Jazz at the side, and I see we're getting comfortable. That's good, isn't it?
Can we feed Len lunch during all this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You can give him a hot roll or whatever. He'll always take any food you give him.
Cinder would also give him some gold for helping him.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd pay him.
He'll sort of look down and... Oh, what's this for?
For helping me.
He walks over to Hot Fingers and hands her the gold and nods. And she sort of looks up and... I'll see that it's used for him. He's not too good with the older transaction things, you know?
Should have thought of that, but yeah.
Then no talking merchants.
That makes
No.
sense. We can... Yeah. Hot Fingers will help you get set up.
As Kalana approaches, Hot Fingers and Len quickly make themselves very scarce. Kalana sort of, do you mind if I come in? I see you're decorating the place. That's good.
In the middle of moving a couch with Len, and then he just disappeared. It's like, lift up your... Oh, he's gone.
Perhaps we might... Inside?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Let me just finish getting this inside. We'll use one of my...
She sort of watches you and just laughs.
Well, no, I'll use one of my giant smites. I'll
Yeah?
make it bigger, and then it's a lot easier to finish, too.
Yeah, she sort of looks over to the table and she nods towards the front of the paper and... Well, as you can see, you've been effective. Well done on the ring. Don't get arrested too often. I won't always have somebody in the guards.
Well, next time it would be convenient to know if there was another crime happening at the same time we were doing one.
Well, indeed, it would have been convenient for me too, but I didn't know.
Do you know
Concerning.
the
Go on,
the
Shannon.
phrase diamond salt? Is that the right phrase?
Diamond salt? I can't say I've heard it. Why, is it some sort of passcode?
Well, Rufus, when he was confronted by the other man doing the other crime, diamond salt was some sort of important phrase.
Oh. Well, I'd assume that's to do with the Cytherea family. You, Auntie? I do occasionally have dealings with the Drow and may employ mind flayers sometimes too. I'd assume that's their business, and if you want to stay alive, I'd leave their business to be their business. How's the lodging? Comfortable?
Shit!
Oh. You don't like it?
Well, technically it's fine, but he'll sort of knock on the walls and it just starts creaking. It's just like...
No, it's a beautifully made house. It's just empty and old. She sort of looks at it and... Well, you could always share Len's porch. I'm just saying. Well, you needed paying, didn't you? And she grabs out a pouch of 500 gold pieces and sort of 600 gold pieces, just to be easy. 600 gold pieces and just sort of pops it on the table. And that's for the ring. The trade manifest job is something different. Here. And she puts 6 vouchers on the table. And they're written quite elegantly. Bear with me a second, and I will tell you what they pertain to. I just need to find it. Where have I put the quests? There they are. Okay. Yeah, they have the name Sodergan on. As in Sodergan. I'll paste it in here. Oh, I didn't mean to paste the first name, but the first name isn't on there. It says Sodergan. A couple of you will have known the Sodergan Industries to be a very rich merchant tailor. Sodergan clothing is available elsewhere. Sorry? What?
I think we just had an echo on something.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so they've got sort of Sodergan across the voucher, and she says, it's difficult to get stuff from the Sodegans. Those vouchers will allow you to purchase a garment each. You will still need to pay, but The exclusivity's worth it. Let's just say, mutual benefits. You have questions? Go on. Nobody else is going to answer them.
How often are the people we interact with going to come up dead?
Well, those you don't directly kill, I would say those matters are entirely in other people's hands. We didn't kill him. You didn't kill him. How are we to predict how the Huberline family might respond? Hell, they might have eaten him. Or turned him into a vampire. Or given our pay rise. They're unpredictable, they are.
And what's the protocol if police force show up and say, you folks were the last ones to see this man alive, we're arresting you?
I'm sorry, but do the police know who you are?
If they question witnesses and the witnesses say, we saw a color change in elf, question this man. I mean, some of us stand out. Look at Nonnery.
And yet, you have no singular location you're tied to. Nobody around here is going to ever admit to having seen you ever, because they won't talk to the police. None of you have given your names, at least I assume you haven't. You're no one. That's the point. And trust me, the police ain't ever coming here. You're in Dead
The
Town.
house or dead? Okay.
I mean, given that us walking got us almost shanked by some of our landlord's employees, I doubt the police come down here.
They
much,
never
yes.
go near this place. And let's just say that we have a vested interest in making sure that city guard pay very little attention to dealings. I wouldn't worry about the guard. Though, if you get yourself arrested, you are entirely on your own. Tell them whatever you want.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Forgive me for my questions. I'm not. I'm new to being a criminal.
I know. That's okay. You'll get used to it.
The other job that was in the house, well, not our business. They took a locket.
Oh,
Had a picture of a little boy in it.
goodness
Any
me.
idea what that is?
A locket with a little boy in it. She reaches into her pocket and she fishes out a diamond. And she hands it over to you, Royal. Now that information is worth something. Thank you.
Excellent. Glad we're building good relationships.
That you are. Well, I'm sure you'll... Go on. Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, since it's not our business and we shouldn't care, but you seem like it might be useful for you not to get us tangled up in another job like that. The vampires were the ones looking to it after it was taken.
I most imagine they are. Huh. Nothing to do with us. As I said, you want to stay out of Cytheria business if you want to keep your hearts a-beating. But unfortunately that's not going to be possible with the next job, so best you stay anonymous. Speaking of burning curiosity, I do have another job for you.
Not optional, I presume, as per usual.
Optional? Optional? Do you think I want to be standing here in the middle of Dead Town on a cold, frosty afternoon? We don't do optional. Well, anyway. You need to go to the Cytheria estates, outside the city. Across the wilderness. It's going to be an adventure, isn't it? Wait a minute. I'm waiting. Hello.
Didn't you say we want to avoid them?
Well, I said where possible. You know, just don't let them know who you are. Or if you do, be their rescuer, and that's your job. Let's just say that there are some rumours, tales, heavy hints that a wild and uncontrollable forest fire is going to happen near their estates rather soon. It may just happen to burn down their narcotics farming operation. You are to save the second daughter of the Cytherea household, Lorena. And, make sure that Overseer Vesperon doesn't make it. Make your efforts seem valiant, as you were given an anonymous tip-off regarding the fires. When the Lady Lorena asks, and ensure that she does, you should also drop a heavy hint that you were tipped off by the Maybrooks, who might be entering the narcotics market.
And the lovely daughter should use her influence to potentially help them now that theirs is burned down.
Or perhaps accusations thrown that aren't true, or maybe true. And let's just say that the why of the matter is probably far above your eye. The what is what you need to concern yourself with, and what I would be concerning yourself with is making sure that your names stay out of it, and you appear to be valiant defenders who tried their best. It would be a dreadful shame if you were implicated as the setters of the fire.
When is this fire going to happen, to strike?
Hammer 21st, I believe, so say the predictions, though you'll need to leave on the 20th. Sorry, happens on Hammer the 20th, you need to leave on the 19th. That's just me miscalculating.
We show up late, we all die because James gave us the wrong date.
Yes, definitely.
Is a time of day for said fire?
Well, I'm sure they'll rage all day, but I'd get there by mid-afternoon if I was you.
Yeah.
I think this is more of just we go situation, not a time-oriented thing.
Would assume that's
We won't
correct.
be exactly there to appear like gallant saviors. Timing is a little bit important.
I think that the fires will be well controlled, like an artful display in a ballroom. You should be okay. Speaking of which, I understand that you've been given an invitation.
Yes.
Yeah?
I suggest you do not make a name for yourself in this city. Admirals as it might be, and good cover as it might be, unfortunately I think you might have to miss your play date at the Grenworthy household. I'm so sorry, but maybe it's an asset we'll look into later on.
Wait.
What? So well, though.
I know.
Cinder's so confused right now.
Well, actually... No, you know what?
Any of this.
Go ahead and attend. See what happens, but... For fuck's sake, Royal, don't give them your own name.
Why would I do such a thing as that?
Because some other people do? And she sort of stares directly at Nonnery.
If you want to make that clear to the parties, you may want to be a little bit more explicit than that.
Circumspect! That's what you're meant to be. They can't stab you if they don't know who you are. If they know who you are, they can stab you. If we know who your girlfriend is, or your friends, or where you live, or who your granddaughter is, or which clergy you work in,
Why
you're
are we
under
being
threat.
threatened right now?
I'm just saying, somebody else was able to threaten you. Try and make it not happen again. Just saying. Circumspect.
Very true. Royal, what is this about? An invitation?
I think I mentioned because of your lovely performance, we were offered another job. It's at Lady Grenworthy's.
I was told about this, and I already told you I can't recreate that.
Yes, we'll go for a slightly different setup.
I'm sure you'll be ever so entertaining in your own ways. Any other questions?
I should not introduce myself as Nonnery then.
No. No, you shouldn't. Can you lie? Telepathically?
I am capable.
Well, that's good. You had a question, priestess?
I did, and then Nonnery spoke, and I forgot it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm getting all up there in years.
It happens. Well, enjoy your days off.
Days
Another
today
one,
for
yeah.
reference.
Sorry?
What's today? He said for.
Hammer 17. You can keep track by the newspaper articles. Yes, I did. Handouts, newspaper articles. Should come in useful. Great, well, unless there's anything else.
There will be other workers there as well then, in the fire.
Sorry, what? Nonnery?
I'll just kind of speak telepathically to her mind.
Yeah, that's fine. She expects that from you.
Alright. There will be other workers then in the fire. When the fire occurs.
You don't want to concern yourself with that. I promise.
Could I infer what she means exactly by that?
You're asking if there are any other people working on creating the fire? Is that what you're saying?
No, if there are other workers, like workers in general, in the farm area.
Oh, loads. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood you. Well, I assume so. But whether they live or die is, frankly, not your problem. Though, I suppose a couple of valiant savings might go well for your story. But don't miss Lorena. If she dies, then... Well, let's just say that she won't be the only one.
And in
Don't
addition to
screw it
these valiant savings and making sure that Lorena survives, we also have to make sure that Vesperon does not survive.
I understand that you are well practiced with the arts of the edge of death. Just give him a nudge. See him peacefully on to the afterlife, priestess. He's an old man. That's his time.
It is not for us to decide when someone's time has come.
No, indeed. Not for I nor for you. But when his time comes, see him gently into the afterlife, why don't you? A firm nudge will do.
And that time will conveniently be on Hammer the 20th.
Approximately 4 p.m., I would imagine. If everything goes to plan. Yes. Look. It's shit. It's hard, it's shit. We have to become heartless. We have to learn not to care. To discard our morals. There will be times when you want to draw the line, and you should. But trust me when I tell you, it's not yet. Draw the line when it's someone's daughter. Draw the line when it's mass slavery. Don't draw the line because of one 86-year-old asshole who mistreats his slaves, who oversees a vineyard. All right? It doesn't get easier.
Gentle does this nudge have to be?
She motions towards... Sorry, Cinder, you wield a sword, is that correct?
No, I wield a glaive.
A glaive. She motions towards your glaive and... As ungentle as you like, just make it happen.
No.
As long as his body stays in the flames, frankly, it is irrelevant. Now, look, it doesn't get easier, but it can be practiced, right? Unless you're heartless, and then she elbows Jazz, who's with her, and... Speaking of which, shall we go? Jazz sort of... And he nods towards the last bit of furniture outside, and nods towards Cinder, and...
Sure.
She, oh, very well then. I don't suppose you have wine? No. Or whiskey. Fuck it. She reaches into a pouch, she pulls out a bottle of whiskey and pours herself a glass, sits on your new couch and waits. It's regardless of whether it's in the right place or not. And with that, Jazz will help Cinder collect the rest of the furniture. She sort of, Royal, you're going to be late.
Yeah. Oh yes, I do have to make the appointment.
And she gestures for you to head off. We will follow Royal across the city as you dash over to the Grenworthy Estates. The Grenworthy Estates are beyond rich and old. They make the Peveron Estates look small and shit. There is a fabulous sort of almost vaunted observatory at the centre. Large glass-roofed conservatory. There are extensive wings to the household and ancient old sort of brick buildings. And standing out the front is a sort of huge gated entrance. And you immediately notice that there is also magical protection going on above it. There stand outside 4 men on beautiful matching black horses, their manes plaited together, with a spear and a shield. And one gentleman standing in front of them, who is human, by looks, in full plate mail armour, his visor down. And as you approach, he says, "Stand halt! Halt! Announce your business!" Wait.
Hello.
Did you forget something?
No.
Then why are you back?
Oh.
Alum, right? Entertainment?
Yeah.
Your meeting was 2 hours ago? The lady was very pleased. Did you forget anything?
I'm afraid I did forget something. If I could check the room again.
Check the room? No, I don't think so. What is it you forgot? I'll send somebody in for it.
I left a bag somewhere. If they could just check, that's totally fine.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. That's a unnatural 20.
Oh, sick. Okay, well, yeah, I'll send you in escorted. And he sort of...
Totally fine, I don't expect to know
He puts a whistle in his mouth and blows it, but no noise comes out. And then immediately 4 gentlemen, each of them wearing sort of leather armour and a long black cloak with a pistol at their hip and a sword at the other hip, sort of turn around and then sort of stand to attention either side of you, and they gesture for you to lead the way.
As an escort, I don't want to go anywhere I'm not supposed to.
Well, You know where you left your bag, don't you?
It was a quite busy meeting. I'm afraid I don't recall exactly where.
In the drawing room, later. And you're lucky you got a nat 20 on that one, otherwise they would have just told you to lead the way. So yeah, they sort of lead you through sort of round one wing and through some fabulous ballrooms, an art room, a stunning gallery, and into this sort of massive vaunted glass-roofed ballroom with sort of 3 layers of balcony. Quickly down another entrance and into a drawing room where you can see that they've sort of just finishing clearing an afternoon tea. There's nobody else in the room, and the room seems pretty clear. I look at you and... Well, unless your bag's invisible...
I mean, Royal just actually wants to come here to actually search the room, just in case anything of note was left behind by whoever was
I gather that. But they sort of...
Royal's just gonna, like, thoroughly check the room as if looking for their bag that was in there.
The 2 of them sort of shaking their head and saying, I think they've lost it. Yeah, I don't mean the bag.
It wasn't attached, frankly.
Yeah, I can tell. Anyway, 3 minutes, I think. Yeah, 3 minutes, okay. Well, after about 3 minutes, they sort of, we need to be leaving, the room's going to be in use in a minute. Come on. It's not here, clearly.
Yes, must have forgotten somewhere else. Thank you for coming.
If we find a bag, where should we send it?
If it would be alright, if you could just send a note to a house where I'm staying, and Royal will actually give the house of the boarding room they were staying at before they arrived.
Right, great. Yeah, absolutely fine. And Loom, right?
Yes.
Very well. Come on then. As they lead you back out, the Lady Grenworthy sort of walks past, and she... Oh, well, hello, dear. You left something? Came back?
Yes, it turns out I wasn't here, but I have my bag of tricks and stuff that I misplaced somewhere. It shouldn't be an issue for the party and everything like that.
What a terrible disaster. That is most annoying. I lost a necklace the other day. Misplaced it. Awful.
Yes, it is so unfortunate.
It was beautiful, sparkling sapphires and everything. I was staying at a place in town, shall we say. She gives you a really overly heavy wink, and then...
Royal winks back with equal
I
confidence.
paid way more for that room than I meant to. Goodness me. I hate losing things. Well, I'm sorry you couldn't find it, darling. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Or next... well, she won't say next Thursday. She'll say next 10 day.
Well, yeah, whatever the 10 day was.
Yeah. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well... give my wishes to Mafoso.
I will give my wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just get us sorted out and stuff like that.
Cool. And with that, she sort of tips her hat and walks onwards, and the guards lead you out, and as they escort you back to the front gate, yeah, I think we'll take a short break. Hello, welcome back to the second half of Intricate Designs, episode 4. What are we doing, guys? Kalana's left.
I had an interesting meeting.
You've teleported home.
I was on a meeting.
It's the late evening of Hammer 17th. Nonnery, what have you been doing all day? Apart from the meeting.
Well, I suppose with free time, Nonnery would begin to clean around the home, concerning it's very dusty and unkempt. He'd probably begin cleaning, like, the main rooms first.
Okay. So yeah, you've got a large living area, dining area, an office, which at the moment is quite badly kept, and a kitchen. And then upstairs you have 2 bathrooms and 8 bedrooms. Oh, and there's a workshop downstairs that's sort of, at the moment it's just like a shed that's completely ignored. But obviously once it was a workshop.
I'll probably leave that one for last then.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the hardest one.
And what about other people's bedrooms?
Yeah, I would ask people if I can go into their rooms to clean it.
Okay. Yeah. I think sort of it's going to take you most of today to clean up the living room and dining room. So while Nonnery's cleaning, what's Astra up to?
So Asta's been like decorating and getting his bedroom how he wants it. He's been spending most of the day painting the walls. So basically, once the furniture's arrived and stuff, and he gets his bed upstairs, like...
How are you getting your bed upstairs?
Magic and teleportation. It's happened already. Let's not do too much logistics. I have other things to do.
I know. I'm just messing with him.
Okay.
And so basically, in his room, like where the bed's like against the wall, like above the headboard, is a painted full white moon, and then all over the walls are stars. And then he's painted his like bedside cabinets and all the other drawers and stuff black with white accents around like the handles and stuff. And then he's also put a telescope on his balcony.
Yeah, so just to confirm, the balconies, you can't actually go out on the balcony. It's like a piece of metal that blocks like outside the door, but you can open the door inwards and then have the telescope, like pointed out.
Oh, yeah. The doors are always open to the balcony. Yeah.
Apart from when you're not in the house, I assume.
No.
Great. Saying that, actually, I'm not sure anybody would break into somebody else's house in Dead Town, unless they wanted to be dead. So, yeah, you might be right there, actually. Cinder's been putting furniture around the house all day. I'm assuming that you have brushed up the living area. Anything specific to that, Cinder?
Just like I got table, I got all the chairs and stuff like that. It's more of just making sure everything gets inside, and then after that, he sort of spends the rest of the time putting it in place. Right? He'll help everyone get their beds or bed frames and stuff like that. Any specific items that anyone ordered? Like if someone ordered like.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Did Cinder order anything specific for the main living areas?
Yeah. For the main living area, no, just because this first order was pretty bare bones.
So you've done like the most utilitarian, like a table that six
Yes.
people can eat at, sort of thing.
Right. Like this, because he didn't know how much this first stuff was gonna cost, but he's definitely like planning on tomorrow, like going back and like getting more stuff.
Would you have ordered anything for Hot Fingers?
I probably would have gotten her like a bed and like a cabinet.
Great.
Like basic room stuff
Okay.
as well, but nothing specific on the
So,
class.
okay, you've got her... No, she didn't ask for anything at all. So you've got her a bed. Are you going to take that upstairs and put it in her room? She's not in today, right? She went out when Kelana appeared.
Yeah, I'd take it up there.
Okay, as you push open the door, a pretty good sight greets you. You see that she's had a carpet put in. She's got sort of this stunning red plush velvet bed. She's got priceless artwork across the walls. She's got sort of a low-burning lectern. She's got an armoire full of dresses. She's got this sort of like jewelry stand, which has all sorts of different, fairly expensive-looking jewelry. She's also got what looks to be a beginner's sort of alchemy kit going on. But as you look over, you don't recognize any of those herbs. Yeah, she seems to be doing more than all right for herself, and none of you have a fucking clue how she got a bed in here.
He'll sort of shrug, and then he'll go to like the spare bedroom that we have, and he'll put all
Put
that
the bed in
stuff.
there. Yeah, I think if you've gone in, Nonnery, you will also have seen the door open, and realised that perhaps she doesn't need any cleaning done for her either.
Oh, it's already cleaned?
She's left it pretty spotless. There's what looks to be a couple of 1,000 gold pieces ball gown strewn across one end of the bed artlessly, but I don't think Nonnery would have a clue as to the price of ball gowns. But it's a very expensive looking ball gown strewn across the end of the bed. Doesn't look like it's been worn, but it does look like maybe it's been tried on. Other than that, everything seems almost completely clean, like spotlessly clean. The windows covered in a black screen that she's pushed up against it, so that you can't see in the window from outside.
All right.
What's July been up to all day?
In my room, it's very sparse. I've set up like my little incense burner things. I think it's called a censer.
It is, yep.
And I'm doing prayers, especially for Hot Fingers' mother. I told her I would do a prayer for her. And once I've kind of gone through that ritual and let the incense burn and whatnot, I want
Can I hold
to go...
you there for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Does Reginald Dewfoot feature in those prayers?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I was just curious as to where July's morals come in there.
Yes. Yeah. Him and Carla's mom. And also, I've been avoiding Rufus since the party, and I'm praying for him, but I'm praying that our friendship is still intact, because to my knowledge, he did not know that I was a changeling, so I'm a little worried that he doesn't trust me anymore.
Okay. Obviously, we can't ask Rufus today, so that's a conversation that'll happen another time, but yeah.
When I finish those, I want to go and see if any of those little orphan kids are like hanging around our house that Carla always has around.
Not early in the afternoon, but later in the evening, sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock, Hot Fingers comes back. And you notice she comes into the kitchen, grabs something, and immediately returns back to the door, and then comes back in.
Carla.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, we have another job, and is there any way that you could get your hands on any information about the Cytheria estate?
Cytheria estate?
Yes,
What, as in like the one in the city?
The one outside of the city, I suppose.
Oh, they got lots of those. They're quite secretive. They grow drugs.
they have lots of estates.
I'm gonna go find Royal and pull them into this conversation.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm just going to make it really clear. Kalana has given you clear directions and a map. Okay,
good.
right? She's given you very clear directions and a map. Yeah, no.
We've got
But,
a my estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I know, they're quite secretive about their estates. They grow drugs, like I said. Why, you want to go have a meeting with the steak person or something? I don't like them. They creeps me out, me.
We weren't planning to really meet up with them. We're gonna have to pay a visit to their main estate outside the city, where most of the family lives. At least one of the daughters.
None of the kids live outside the. Oh, I see. You're probably just coinciding with the visit. That's not a word she would know, but I couldn't think of another word for coinciding. She'll quite happily tell you the children do not live at any of the outside estates, and you don't necessarily know it's the main estate either. You just know it's an estate, right?
I don't suppose you could get your hands on layouts of that place.
No, I'd rather not die, thanks. That's the sort of information you only pay for with blood.
Is there anything
Go on, Ron.
You know anything about one of their overseers, Vesperon?
No.
Ask around. Nope.
No, I do know one, Klaus. He's he's an hobgoblin. But I know the stuff he sells comes from the Cytheria family. It's good smack from what I hear. Oh, don't touch it myself. You lose your wits, you know. Not something you should do on the streets. Besides, it's really expensive.
Is Klaus a friend of yours? Someone we can...
Klaus ain't nobody's friend, love, but he's a friend to money. If I was you, I wouldn't pay anyone for any information on the Cytherias. Just keep it nice and simple, you know. I was asked to lift something out one of their houses once, so nah. I'm not going near that. It's not as bad as the Maybrooks, but they're pretty sharp. The Maybrookes are the Kalishtar family that stabbed the Mind Flayer, yeah.
And we're supposed to interview for this job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, well, I just,
You say you're going on a journey, a trip? When you going?
The 19th to the 20th.
Can I bring some people round? We won't use the rooms upstairs, but like, you know, a roof's a roof. Do you know what I mean?
If it's the usual lot and they behave themselves, that's probably fine.
Yeah. They always behave themselves. They appreciate a roof. They do.
that was exactly
Don't
what I was going to suggest, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh.
Just no rangers while we're gone.
No rangers?
Great.
Big parties.
Oh. I was like, they ain't allowed in as long as they don't have a bow. Yeah, got you.
Right, we're really probably not good for that.
Yeah, that made sense.
Deep into Royal's backstory here. What do you have against Rangers?
It turns out she said rangers, and what she actually means is no barbarians. Well, are you
Rangers are my favorite show.
God, well, you just want anything else?
No.
Oh,
Not that we're doing much at the moment, so I did promise to get you through a window if needed, so if you need that before we leave.
Oh, yeah, that didn't end up mattering. Funny thing, I had a job to steal something and then someone cancelled it. Weird.
Yeah.
Pay was really good as well. I was well miffed.
What were you asked to steal?
Locket.
Just the locket?
Yeah, I don't know. It said it was silver locket. Got some kid in it or something.
Where were you supposed to steal that from?
Oh, sorry, I need to scroll. The Lockman household. One of the lesser rooms. Apparently, it's something special about it. They're a funny lot, the Lockmans. Well, funny. They're all like sentimental and stuff, and like they don't do the traditional sort of nobly stuff, you know. No parties, no nothing. They're just simple folk.
Was
But
that
well
Kalana
rich.
who gave you the job?
Oh hell no! I don't do much for Kalana unless I absolutely have to. She asks funny business, you know, stuff that gets you stuck and involved. You don't want that. No, I'm simple. Get the item, get the pay, get out.
So it was someone you trusted more who gave you the job before it was cancelled?
Oh, you don't get it, do you? Oh, okay. So in Dead Town, right, everything's run by the Kren, right? And the Kren has some associates, you know, as they do. Like Ryan. Ryan is he's known to be the head of the light-fingered sort. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so he runs this sort of like, it's a bit of a safety place down in the understreets, you know. You've probably never been down there, probably never will. Can't see you getting dirty, but anyway, down there in the understreets, there's certain protocols, you know. But there's also stuff's made known, you know. Oh, if this happened to turn up in the hands, 1,000 gold pieces. Now, 1,000 gold pieces, a girl could live well with 1,000 gold pieces. Do you know what I mean? So when I heard it, I thought, well, I could get in there. That's not too bad for old Carla. So there I was going out, and I'm interrupted by one of the Ryan's own, you know, and says it's already gone and the job's cancelled and not to troubles myself. Now, what's weird about that is not that it was already gone or that the job was there in the first place, but they let little old me know. Normally they just let me find it empty, but they let me know. I think it's mighty fishy. So I'm doing no jobs for a week, already decided. No jobs at all.
I think that's very smart.
Oh, you don't get by in this place by being greedy. You've got to pick and choose your jobs, you know. Maybe 1,000 gold pieces should have told me to stay away, but well.
Just one more question though. Where were you supposed to deliver the locket?
Oh, we take it back to the Ryan's place, and there's lockers there. We put them in the lockup and we put our name on it, and you never sign someone else's name because obviously you want the pay, right? And so they trust it, and then they find you and they give you the money. They don't find me when I'm here, but they'll leave it in my locker, you know. I've still got a room down there that I can sort of call my own. I'm a little known down there, though I try and keep myself to myself, if you know what I mean. Some of the men there, especially the higher-ups, they like a bit of peace on the side, and they're not too moral about how old they are and, you know, all that sort of stuff, so I stays my way. Besides, I've got plush ass now, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't mind guests, which is probably a perk.
Aye. Well, a lot of them, you know, the street rats, they don't know much, and I don't want them to have a life of thieving, you know. It's not for everyone, and not everyone's good at it, and if a bad thief is a dead thief, you know. So, they're me eyes and me ears, do you know what I mean? And they keep me out of trouble, they do. They find things out for old hot fingers. A couple of coppers and a penny sweet finds you a lot more than 1,000 gold. Trust me.
Hey, Hot Fingers.
I'm all the attention right now, yeah. What's
How
up?
many do you usually have?
How many what? How many kids do I have? I ain't had any kids yet.
How many kids do you keep track of in the little group that you brought into the house the other day and will be staying?
You mean how many street rats do I know?
Yes.
Well, God, there's Ollie, there's Andy, there's Gaz, there's Robert, there's Snuffers, there's Three Tails, there's One Eye, there's Layla, there's Chandra, there's... I can't... That's as high as I can count. 14.
Court.
But there's more. I can't count no higher.
Just say the names, and Royal will start counting.
No.
And
We'll
there's-
be here all day if that's the case.
There's Pell, and there's Pell's little brother. Oh, I never did find out his name. There's that little Rose girl. She's a funny sort. She's only about 4 years old, you know, but she looks at you like she knows things. Do you know what I mean? There's that strange girl who's trying to hide the fact she's a changeling. There's the little vampire girl. Something went wrong there, I'm telling you. I didn't think they could have kids. And surely they didn't infect a little kid and leave her to it. But anyway, she's I think she's been 7 years old for about 300 years. She can do sunlight and everything. A couple of other girls, one of them's got druid tricks, I don't know, funny weird stuff, you know, she's got the little bat stuff.
Okay.
In the end, she gets to about 40 and she starts running out of ideas.
I'll scout it off the notes of them.
Okay. Alright, well, my idea's basically gone, but as of now, we're not using the 8th room, and so if they ever...
I could fit them all in there if I lay them one on top of another.
I'm not saying you have to leave all of them, because obviously you didn't bring 40 plus kids into the
Look,
house last time. I'm just saying.
Well, there is one who, he could really do with a room. He's got himself in some trouble, you know? You've met him. He spends most of his day running messages. His real name's Case, but most of us just call him Quickfoot. He's had it hard. He's had it rough.
What sort of trouble exactly?
No, nothing that he'd bring here. He was in the guild, but let's just say it wasn't to his, he was told that he had to give more than just his work. And that wasn't for him, you know?
Yeah. If he wants to stay, he can. We can still have that extra room.
He don't like violence. Just Case. You know? He's a gentle sort. I'll tell him when I see him that if he wants to stay. I don't know if he will mind. He's got his own stuff going on, you know.
Of course. Just saying.
Oh. Well, anything else you want to know about the street rats of Valor, or... You're mighty curious tonight. I'm
I
going to...
think on the heels of our first team effort, we've come to understand the value of information.
Oh, aye. There is definitely some value to that. Well, you ever have any weird questions? Carla can keep a secret, you know. That she can. Well, I ain't getting myself killed over nothing. Don't like you that much. Ruth's nice, but I'd rather have my life. Anyway, it's getting late, innit? I kind of want some soup.
Alright.
She moves over towards the cooker where she seems to have been cooking, but I don't know if I'd call it that. Regardless, it sort of looks like it might be somewhat edible.
I'll go prestidigitate it so it tastes slightly
Oh,
less
great!
awful.
She'll be over the moon about that. She sort of looks at you and, I could never get the hang of the cooking thing. Do you know what I mean? But still, problem is that all the things that teach you cooking, they're in recipe books. Well, I don't read. Well, anyway.
Again, if you want to learn, I can teach you.
Yeah, of course I want to learn. I'll just...
Sure.
Time, you know? It goes by.
Yeah, but if you're taking jobs off for a week, we can do it for the next couple days before we head out.
Yeah,
And that,
I'd love
and
that.
that room seems plenty.
I do have a book my mum gave me that I've never been able to read. Maybe we'll get it out sometime. But in all honesty, if we roleplay that, you won't get your combat.
Yeah, for real. Come on. Let's go.
I assume that
Bedtime story.
downtime activity
Talk to her.
that Royal will slowly work on.
Well,
or
yeah.
figures failed to read like a single word and maybe spell her name.
But we will later bring out the book that is relevant to her. Anyway, we'll let night pass. The following day, paper! And by the time you get down, yet again, it's gone. You see the problems in the Peveron household. Lady Ferralis Peveron has made it known that her engagement ring has gone missing. But you already knew that. According to servant Mabel, July, you can give me a history check, see if you remember who Mabel was. The Lord Peveron has been asking servants about Lady Ferralis' activity during his time away from the city. Below that, sort of a few other random bits of information that aren't particularly relevant. Though, July, if you do flick through the paper, you will take note of the "Do you need to change your garment on the go?" Buy our Glamour Weave, Shift Weave, and Glamour Shifts now at the Sodagan Tailors. 176 Kingfisher Row, Craftsman's Ward.
Yes, I did soft 20 to remember Mabel. I'm pretty sure she was the woman with the frying pan.
She was the rolling pin woman,
Rolling
yes.
pin,
Yeah, rolling pin orc.
Yes, she was very
Stared
important.
at the cards, dead in the eyes. It's like, what?
Although I will, everybody at the table, kind of point out, this would be useful. Glamour Weave, we called it Shift Weave in Nazugori, but it'll change clothes with me when I change.
No, there's Glamour Weave, Shift Weave, and Glamour Shifts, okay? So Glamour Weave allows like magical illusions on the cloth. Shift Weave allows you to change outfits on the go. Glamour Shifts do both, meaning you can store hundreds of outfits by magical illusion.
Gotcha.
And obviously the price reflects that.
Is that one of the place? Is that one of the vouchers we have, or is that something?
That is the place you have the vouchers for. It's the guy where
the vouchers are only for us to have permission to buy from them because they're exclusive. We're still gonna have to pay for it, which is pretty pricey.
I know
Something to think about them.
we couldn't, maybe couldn't afford it now, but I would like to go and find out how much it is.
That's a good idea. We still have the day.
If not today, then after. That's fine. It would be so much more useful than trying to find costumes.
Probably cheaper in the long run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually pass around.
In all fairness, you can pop out, come back. If you go over there, it's a very beautiful tailor's large-scale building, but the one thing you will notice about it is it's sort of like high street estate shop sort of thing. It looks like it might be a chain store, basically. But it's a fancy one. If you sort of go in, July, a gentleman on the door in a sort of very fine top hat will... good day. You interested in purchasing from here?
Yes, indeed.
We do have a very exclusive clientele.
I brought Royal with me.
He doesn't care.
We'll pull out one of the vouchers and show it.
Ah, I see.
We're just window shopping for today.
He doesn't listen to another word you say. You produce the voucher, he steps to the side and opens the door with a bow. If you go in, you will find out that Shift Weave is 200 gold pieces, Glamour Weave is 450, and a Glamour Shift is 2,200.
Okay.
200, 450, 2,200.
So a Shift Weave will just change once?
6 outfits in stores.
6 outfits, okay.
Yep.
6 outfits for the cheapest one.
Yep. The 450 doesn't store any outfits, but instead allows magical illusions. You can just search Glamour Weave on D&D Beyond for a detailed description, but please bear in mind it's only got one M for some reason. It's spelled like it is in the newspaper article.
For that, is that equivalent to just common Glamour Weave or uncommon? Because there's 2 variants.
Oh, one of them gives advantage on like persuasion and shit, right?
Gives you D4s on those.
No, it's just regular Glamour Weave. It's
just a common tip.
Yeah, they don't seem to sell the upgraded version. In all fairness, I hadn't really thought of it being part of the world. And then Glamour Shifts basically do both, but to extreme levels.
Right.
The one that only has 6 outfits in it,
Yeah.
is that any 6 outfits that you want, or is that 6 specific outfits?
6 outfits that you want.
Okay.
And they have to be set. Like, if I have like a goblin maid, a guard, or whatever, and they're set. That's it. It's those
Indeed.
6.
I think so. I mean, let's look on D&D Beyond. It's exactly as it states in Shift Weave. So, provided it gives enough information for those questions to be answered, then it should be available as a common item.
Yeah, when it is created, up to 5 different outfits can be embedded
Into the cloth, yeah. So, sorry, I said 6, it's 5. While speaking the clothing, while wearing the clothing, you speak its command word as a bonus action to transform your outfit. Regardless of experience, the outfit can't be anything but clothing. It can duplicate the look of other magical clothing, it doesn't gain the magical properties.
You would have to decide on your list when you...
Yeah, whereas the difference, the Glamour Shift is it's just one outfit made specifically to you that you attune to, and then you can think of what it looks like, and it looks that way I mean, with a bonus action. No matter how complex or weird or whatever, right? If none of them will transform into armor.
Well, very quietly, like, you know, in that indoor voice, like when you don't want other people to overhear you, just, I mean, the stick of shock is outrageous, but I think for the future this could be very useful.
We should keep an eye on it. We can work on making a list of what we might want in it, and then.
Agree.
I'm gonna give my 100 gold to July so that she can buy the shift weave.
Oh, do you think we should do it now? I was planning on just kind of saving it up.
I think
Well-
because we aren't totally sure on what we want outfit-wise. Some more information might be useful before we invest.
Well, I mean, that's up to July, right? It might be quite simple for July, but I mean, obviously, it
Yeah,
does
July
enhance your group's abilities greatly if July has outfits on demand. Also, just to clarify, 200 gold is not a lot of money, right? You were given 1,000 just to go and buy some furniture for the house. You know, a meal at a decent restaurant is like 80 gold. So yeah,
I'm not
it's
saying we should, but depending on how much that diamond's worth, that could get us
I mean,
close enough.
if we want it, we can get it covered. I don't.
Right.
If July knows what outfit she wants to commission,
oh, you
that's great. But
I was saying for the higher cost one, right? It would be like, yes, we could theoretically do that now, right? But
I don't think you can. I think you've only got 1,700 gold between you.
I think
even
can I flag down like a attendant or worker?
Yeah. But you're being attended to very closely by a lady who sort of stands there waiting for you to speak.
I'm just curious. With the shift weave, I know that it stores only a few looks. Do I have to decide on all of my looks right away, or like if next season something fashionable comes in, could I like just do 4 and then have one reserved?
As far as I know, I'm no tailor. I do sell them. We always have the outfits made into them in the first place. I think that's how the magic works. Because our tailors sold them, and then they take them to, they take them to a lady, and she combines them.
Of course, yeah. Well, then I think that I should probably come back when I know exactly
Well,
how
of course.
I want to.
It's going to be a difficult decision, right?
Yes.
It's possible after your next allowance, we might be able to spring for the.
Just think about how fast the pale blue went out of fashion. You know, it was there last week, and then gone.
Exactly.
All because Lady Granworthy's dress. You know, it was something
Which was
spectacular.
stunning, but
Well,
you know.
sewn here, you know. I did the lace. I did the lace around the neck. I mean, to be fair, Royal did see it last night. You know, the deep scarlet dress. You know, it was a lovely dress. Well, yeah. But if you want to always have something available, better one glamour shift than 12 shift leaves. I'm just saying.
Right. Yes.
Sensible money usage, that.
Well, I will be back when I have made up my mind.
You guys will notice on the walls there are various outfits that seem to have like lighting effects going on, or like sparkling illusions, or they're changing colour constantly from red to blue, from blue to red. Those are all glamour weaves with the magical illusions.
Right.
In fact, there's one that's sort of it's a deep red dress, and flames are appearing all over it in orange. You know, it's a very Hunger Gamesy moment. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Regardless, that sort of happens. Over the course of the 18th, it's assumed that Royal is teaching Hotfingers to read. Asta's finishing the last touches of his painting. Nonnery's cleaning. What the fuck is Cinder doing?
Going back to the place that we went before, I would take some of this. I would take the money that we put aside for
You've
the house.
been to a few places. Which place?
The place where we got all the furniture.
Right, the furniture shop. Yep.
And then I would start getting like the specifics and stuff like that. And then basically trying to just make the house feel lived in, plus anything specifically that I want specifically for that workshop downstairs.
Okay. Yep, so they won't be able to provide anything for the workshop except for a generic table. But they will recommend that you go to Lanesmiths. Lanesmiths do, like, anvils and blacksmithing tables and workshop tables and tools and tool racks and all that sort of stuff. I would give a reference, but it's not going to be relevant to any of you Americans. Because none of you have been to Westlakes, and my husband has never been anywhere near a hardware store, so he won't get it either.
We have a Westlakes in the town right next to me.
Oh, you do? Like,
yes.
The hardware store? I thought it was a British thing. I thought it was British only. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like a Westlakes. There you go. Great. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Cool. Is there anything specific that we want to happen on the 18th, as you will be departing the following day? Oh, okay, sorry. I thought Troy was about to speak. Cool. You guys get a fairly good evening. The following day, paper! And it says, "To the bride!" On it. Lady Penelope Eastmore announces her engagement to Maxwell Grenworthy. Could this be the beginnings of a great house alliance? It would seem that the Grenworthy and Eastmore families have settled their difference and made peace. At least, in one part of their household. A little lower down, you'll notice that Ogro Peveron has been acknowledged. And the Peveron household acknowledges the bastard son of Lord Peveron, not Lady Peveron specifically, and serving maid Annabelle. July, you can give me a history check if you like. See whether you remember who Annabelle is.
That one's only a 13.
A 13? Well, she was very nice to you. She was a half-elf.
Oh, okay.
She was most lovely.
With the trays.
Sorry?
The handout.
You have it?
No, I only have half a picture of a newspaper.
Yeah,
Scroll down?
There's no way to scroll.
Oh, Jamel's put it in the wrong place. I see.
Yeah, it's I think it's in your DM. No,
yes.
on it, so.
It's not my fault I didn't do it.
Jamal.
Yep. There you go. Better?
There we go.
Yeah, cool. At least I can be able to copy-paste. Yeah, so Ogro Peveron has been acknowledged, according to servant Mabel. The Lady Feraldis is not best pleased. She's a right gossip, that Mabel, isn't she? Keep speaking of the papers, she's going to find herself without a job. And a little while later, on sort of page 72 in the shopping aisle, Nonary can't help but notice that get the new lighting craze today. Imported directly from the Drow House Duscrin. Got the new glow cone mushroom lamps. Available from New Wave Furnishings at 73 Imagination Boulevard in the Artisan's Quarter. First come, first serve. Limited stock available. Unfortunately for you, however, you've got a place to be. Maybe you can get there and get back real quick. These range from 35 gold to 95 gold, depending on the size. 35 gold being a table lamp and 95 gold being a floor-to-ceiling lamp. Spend as much as you wish, Nonary. As there's sort of these beautiful, like, fungi lamp things that are really sort of glowy mushrooms. There's even one that changes colour over the course of time and evening, which is pretty funky. I mean, maybe other people want them too. Anyway, I'll leave that to our downtime, because it's about time we head out. Yes, Cinder?
Just for reference, how much did I spend yesterday on the extra furniture and all that stuff?
I'm assuming that was incorporated into the 400. Yeah, easy. So don't spend the extra. That's fine.
Okay, because there was 600 left, and so I was just trying to keep track, see if there's.
You're okay. Right. However,
as a note this morning, Royal is blue with shorter hair than you've seen in the last two storms.
Whoa.
Hotfinger sort of looks at you and, bloody hell, how many have you got?
25.
Got a guess?
So, what did you say?
Got a guess?
14's as high as I can count.
A little bit less than that.
Oh. It's really cool though, like, the two of you, and she points to Nonary and points back to you and like, do you like coordinate your colours? Because each age's got like midday. Weird that.
Yeah, I can only do it in the evening.
Oh. Like, does it based on the moon like a vampire?
No. This was a special request from myself, but generally it's whatever mood strikes my fancy.
Oh, fair enough. She looks over at Cinder. Do you change colour? I've seen air ones of you.
Color? No. My flames can kind of change, though.
Oh. Well, that's less exciting, isn't it? Well, that'd be... fancy that, 3 of you that just... different person the next day. I don't know how you keep up. I'd forget who I was.
Fair.
Sometimes I think I forget. It's easier that way.
Hot fingers. I have
Yeah?
a request.
Oh?
You'd be around this afternoon, just because there's supposed to be more furniture coming. If you could just make sure that it all gets delivered.
I ain't putting it away.
You don't have to put it away. Just I'll put some money aside. You can just have whoever comes put it in. Just literally, you could just put it in the living room.
Oh, do you think that Goliath will come back?
Maybe.
Did you see his abs? Oh,
Wasn't paying attention to that.
I'll pay him to put my furniture away.
How old are you, Carla?
I'm nearly 16.
Okay, that's fair.
Unsettling.
Yeah, I just want to look and maybe touch, but just do you know what I mean? I'm not suggesting we spend our time upstairs, but I wouldn't mind a quick stroke.
Well,
they were gorgeous.
It's ladies, so.
Yeah. Well, anyway, off you go. Enjoy your meeting with Death. Yeah, something like that. You're murdering someone, or you're getting murdered.
No.
No,
Probably
we're going
both.
to be big old heroes.
You're
we'll
playing
do
the
later, hot
hero.
fingers.
Oh well. Have
Alright,
fun.
let's go.
Before we go, so we're gonna actually. Nah.
Okay. So, I haven't got a party token for you guys yet. Let's go ahead. Nonneries is very clear for everybody to see, so I'm going to use that. Oh, I've drawn a little line. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, so obviously you guys starting in Valorite, you're heading out into the forests and jungle below. Yeah. And as you get to the main gates, the guards sort of look at you and... You're not... No carriage? No mounts? You are aware it's dangerous outside the city?
It's dangerous inside the city.
We're aware we're not going too far.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck to you too.
You're able to see like a little clearing. Sort of it's like Dockland and Scrub Town. There's a few bits of like really scavengery villages outside dotted around the main city of Valor, but pretty soon you come to what looks to be thick jungle-like forest.
Reminds me of home.
I just have an out of character question. What does Aster look like as we get into the forest?
Aster also changes appearance.
Yeah, that's green. There isn't really. I mean, it's daytime, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there isn't really a big difference in Aster's personality as we're walking through the forest. He's not really a very foresty kind of person.
I was just curious.
He just so happened to have lived there.
I was just wondering, like, we go into the forest and suddenly he's like alive.
Nope. No, but speaking of alive, you are, as soon as you're in the forest... Oh,
Not.
yeah, no, sorry, give me a second. I don't know where the noises went. Here we go. Yeah, so as you begin to move... That's not the right music. There we go. As you begin to head on into the forest, there are trees that stand sort of 100 feet above you. There is thick overgrowth. There's cobwebs across various different bits of the ground. Does anybody not have dark vision? It's July, right?
July doesn't have dark vision?
No.
I do not.
It doesn't.
So,
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I will hand you the goggles that I'm always wearing, and you now have 120 feet of dark vision.
You have goggles of night just randomly?
No, it's I have one of my runes is inscribed
Right.
on it.
Cool. Okay.
And
Yeah.
so I'm giving it to her for the passive effect. She can't
Cool.
activate the real effect.
Can everybody else see in the dark? Nonnery, can you see in the dark? Of course you can. You live underground. Yeah, you're a drow. Fire gymnastics can also see in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Royal's an elf, so yeah, great. And Rufus is irrelevant. It's fine.
But he can. If
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's a goblin. Regardless, yeah. So in this sort of strange, weird, dim light, there are unusual, exceedingly bright flowers, and strange sort of noises coming from everywhere. There's calls of birds that you've never heard, and the forest seems to move closer. It glows with an eerie light, and you begin to hear this sort of strange monkey-like call. Asta, go ahead and give me a survival or a nature check. As you're the only one who might have heard this noise before.
That survival's an 18.
An 18, yeah. These strange creatures have like... they're like bugs, but they're big. And they're sort of bright green, and they often can be exceedingly violent. And they have this sort of strange call when they're getting a little aggressive. And as you begin to hear one to your left, one to your right, and one behind you.
Oh man, I was gonna suggest we go a different direction.
You begin to realise that this is not your natural environment. This is theirs. Go ahead and place your tokens at the very bottom right of the map, please. Is everybody there? No, I'm missing July.
July.
There we go. Okay. Oh,
I did.
what's happened there? How have you done that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. There you go. There's an actual token. I don't know. Somehow your artwork appeared on the table, on the board instead of your token.
So I don't have a token on my character sheet. I thought my artwork was just what you were using.
What?
I'm sorry.
You should have a token. So if you go to your journal and you see characters,
Yeah, I see July, but it's just the artwork. It's no token.
yeah, but if you drag like the name July onto the board, it should drag a token. Yeah, there we go. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know how it. No, that's alright. I don't know how it did work that first time. Cool.
James, do you want to switch screens for stream?
Yeah. I was just waiting till we had everybody on the screen. So as you sort of enter into this dark forest, yeah, I also am gonna have to refresh, sadly. Bear with me a second, please.
Does anyone else see things moving on the screen, the little creatures?
Mm-hmm. You're meant to.
So as I hear these noises, I'm gonna turn to the party and just say, is anyone allergic to insects? Because I'm not saying you shouldn't be here, but I'm just saying it might not be okay for you to be here.
Are there insects here, Aster?
There are insects everywhere.
You hear this kind of noise, and if you look behind you, Royal, you will see a bright green insect buzzing towards you. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time, just say it, Aster.
Go! At least I'm getting it out of the way now.
What is with this music stopping and starting? Just play. I'm gonna go mad. Let's pause a couple of these animations and see if Roll20 copes a bit better. I can only imagine that's what the problem is. Right, you're going to behave yourself now? Great. Okay, I don't have an initiative for July.
It got rolled.
Did it? Okay, yeah, can I just tell me what it is?
It's a 7.
7.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they don't come through. It's not you haven't done anything wrong. I'm just waiting for Rufus's character sheet to load. That's a 14. Okay, cool. So as you guys progress into the forest, okay, I really am going to go mad in a second. Like, what is with this music? Is it stopping for you guys, or is it just stopping for me?
No,
It's just you.
this happened to me on Thursday a lot. It's you won't be able to hear it, or it sounds like it's repeating for you, but it's fine for us.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's cutting out. It's going like it plays for 6 seconds. It's lagging, basically.
I think it's just you.
Yeah, okay, cool. So it's just lagging. Okay, that's fine. Regardless, leaping out of a tree to your left. Oh, hold on. Let's put you guys in a formation that makes sense. Oh, I want to rotate Cinder. I think that makes more sense. Leaping out of the trees towards you comes a strange creature, sort of blackened skin with grotesque eyes. And he sort of makes a gesture, and a strange sort of sticky substance is flung out under a couple of you. It was primarily... Actually, I think it might hit all 4 of you. It will. Okay, yeah, I need each of you to make a dexterity save, please. That is July, Asta, Cinder, and I will make Rufus's.
That's a nat 20 for a 23.
Nice! Cinder, you are not prone.
Wow, that's great.
And it's sticky on the ground. Difficult to get back up. It will then charge towards you and make its attack with advantage.
I'm gonna activate the runes on the goggles, even though I don't have them. Listen.
Oh, sorry, bear me a second. You're going to activate the rune on the goggles?
So, it needs to pass a wisdom saving throw before it does anything.
Okay, but the goggles are on July.
I know, it's not like something I touch, it's just...
It needs to pass a wisdom save before it does anything. What's it... I need more information, Darth. That's not enough information.
When a creature you see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use a reaction to force it to make a wisdom saving throw.
Has it ended its turn?
Yeah.
It's not.
Right, hold on. It doesn't... so it makes it at the end of its turn, not the beginning.
Yes, it will make it at the end of its turn.
Okay, cool. Does an 11 hit you?
No.
I didn't think so. And... For some reason I can't open your character sheet. What? Hello? Character sheet, go. Okay, do me a favor. Whenever you're saying any of these things, I believe if you click next to it, you can click up the top and on your Beyond 20 and say send display in VTT. Do you have that ability there? Stone Rune?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go.
Every time you guys use a weird class feature I've never heard of, just click that button and I can read it, okay? Because I don't... Apparently I'm having music problems, so... If I also have to open 49 tabs, I'm going to have a nightmare. Right, should we start again? Okay, he comes up to you, deafens you, and he tries to hit you. He misses with the first attack, and with the second attack, he gets a 13 to hit you, which I assume will also miss, Cinder? Yes?
Yes.
Cool. Great, Asta, you're up. Make a strength saving throw.
16.
16 success. Go ahead, take a turn.
I need that wisdom save, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I just wish things wouldn't fuck up. It just really distracts me. 13.
That's a fail.
Okay, what happens?
The creature is charmed for 1 minute. Its speed is reduced to 0 and is incapacitated.
Sending to a dreamy stupor. Yep, cool. Great. Asta, carry on.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna move here. And then I am gonna bonus action turn into my archer form as stars appear around me and a white silvery bow appears in my hand. And I'm gonna launch an arrow at this buggy guy.
Why you bugging, bro?
Ooh, that's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice. That is 11 radiant damage.
Nice.
And then I will also use my action to... I'm just going to go full rage and put a moonbeam on this guy. I thought you were saying you were going into a rage. I'm like, oh, he's a barbarian now. Yes, multi-class. Weird multi-class. I think he makes a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Not yet. It's when he starts his turn in there.
Oh, I thought it was when it... Oh, yeah, they have to enter the area first time on a turn or start that turn in there.
Yeah,
okay.
So it'll be at the beginning of his turn.
I believe it actually... Yeah.
It's, the start of his turn. Cool. That leads us... Does that end your turn, sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Let's play Where's Wally, because one of my enemies has vanished.
The one that's currently highlighted just behind the tree by us.
I don't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there. We see an animated. Yeah, there's an animated guy right there. There's 5 over there. With a little animation.
Cool. Comes over here. And that's the full extent of his movement speed. That'll end his turn. No, you're up. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Alright. Well, first up, Nonnery's gonna see these little buggers going closer. So he's gonna look at this one over here that's approaching, and he's gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yep.
And the way this will look like is essentially him just kind of he'll just kind of propel himself, positioning himself like sideways a bit, and then like from underneath his tentacles, like a burst of some sort of yellowish liquid will come out and essentially engulf the thing as it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm really sorry, Nonnery. I missed a ping if you made one. You said this one, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, this one right here.
Right, cool. Yeah,
Slowly.
fantastic. It's a 3.
Yeah, well, it is now prone, becoming incapacitated.
Yep. As it proceeds to sit there and laugh maniacally, it is laying prone. And it is incapacitated. Sure, we'll do that. Any bonus action out of you, Nonnery?
Well, I'm gonna proceed to fly up a bit higher, probably like 20 feet, 10 feet up in the air, maybe.
Yep.
As I go over here. Also, it wouldn't be effective if its intelligence is below 4.
No, I know. That's fine. Absolutely fine. It is not. Does that conclude your turn? Royal, you're up.
Yeah.
I will turn and lob a ray of frost at the bug behind us.
Okay. Bear with me.
21 to hit.
Yep.
That's gonna be 2 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Yep.
And then, I always just gonna back up for the moment on over here, and that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Rufus. July, are you taking Rufus's turn, or do you need me to?
sorry, if you don't mind, I was not prepared.
Okay, that was nice. If it wasn't it, Eli went, Stevie will play my character in combat. Didn't tell you. Love it. Oh, that's my boy. Okay, I have absolutely no idea how his character works, but I do know he needs to start his turn with a strength save. Well, he'll love that. He's restrained.
Okay. That actually works out great for us.
Yeah, so he's going to make an attack at this guy with disadvantage. Actually...
You will probably do steady aim as a bonus action to make it flat.
No, I don't think...
Something else.
Something else.
It's more that... Is steady aim optional?
Cautious variant is optional.
He hasn't enabled it on his character sheet, that's why. Yeah, regardless, I think he is going to just make the attack at disadvantage. Because it makes my life easier. Yeah, we're just going to go straight doing things. And with an 11, he will miss. So that leads us to our little friendly bug.
We have to make his con save now.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
it's
the bug.
not.
Oh, the bug. Okay.
Nonnery, I need you to make... Oh, no, yeah, let's do that instead. He sort of goes... And between sort of his little tentacles, shoots out a strange web-like substance. Which then appears over here. Which is an entangle. Bear with me while I attempt to reload my sheet. Come along. Right, sorry. There we go. Strength saving throw, please, from everybody that isn't called Royal.
If it is phrase of standard entangle, it's possible Nonnery's too high for it.
Oh, no, are you flying?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you're always floating, but 10 feet in the air? No,
Entangle specifically where it's a square on the ground, not a cube.
Yeah, no, I know. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. The rest of you, strength save, please.
I've got Rufus's character sheet up. I can do that.
He can't. He doesn't need to make it. He can't make it because while restrained, he is going to be restrained. So it's not going to make any difference. Yep. The rest of you, if you got below a 14, you are restrained. If you got a 14 or above, you are not. So I think that's only July who is now restrained. Oh, I don't see Asta's either. Asta?
Got a 14.
A 14 is a success. Great. We'll have that for you. And it will then lob a rock with advantage at July. As you are restrained. 17 to hit.
Not grandma.
Yes.
July, are you not wearing any armor?
I just realized I didn't re-put on my armor after I changed into the goblin.
I was like, she's got 10 armor class. Great, let's kill her.
I'm pretty sure you're wearing your armor
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say, I think she's technically done that by now, but...
Yeah, of course. So yeah, you can put your armor back on.
My armor is a 15, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's fine. 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I will use my reaction to cast Flickering Shield.
Yep.
I believe she...
Okay.
Reduce by 1d4 plus int.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me the roll.
Here.
Nonnery, the roll. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, 7, there you go.
Okay, so you will instead take 6 bludgeoning damage, shall I? So you can go ahead and heal yourself for 7. Cool, that will conclude its turn, and that will lead us to our first of our creatures over here, who moves over and will... Ooh. Yeah, we'll wait, apparently. The second one... Still playing hide and seek. Here we go. Sorry, that was that one there. The second one will move over to July and Cinder, and we'll make 1 claw at each of you. That is a natural 20 to hit Cinder. Yep, and against July it will roll with advantage. So you'll take 7 damage, Cinder. July, that's a 23 to hit you. Dealing a minimum of 4 damage. And that will lead us to July herself.
And yeah, bear with me because I'm having major map issues. I don't see any other tokens, including monsters, so I'm just going to aim at the one that just hit me.
It's right in front of you. It's melee range, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
You can make an action. You can use an action to make a strength check to get out of the restrained, or you can make an attack with disadvantage unless you've got like a spell save or something.
Do you not have dark vision enabled on you?
I don't know. It's okay though. I'm gonna use my action.
Oh, yeah, good shout. Bear with me. You've been given 120 feet of night vision.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, hey, I can see things now. Thank you.
Well done. Well, nice call. Yeah, I'd forgotten you'd been given the dark vision.
All the time I'm just like, you guys are doing great.
Yeah, otherwise you would have been super fucked. Yeah, it also wasn't quite that dark. Yeah, so you are restrained, and there is a creature right in front of you here, and another one just here. So yeah,
I'm
up to you.
My action to try to get out of the restraints.
Yep, absolutely fine. So it's a strength check, which I'm assuming is also a +0 for you, right?
Sure is, yep.
Yep, so you are no longer restrained, but that is your action. You can move, and you have a bonus action, but obviously you will still proc opportunity attacks if you do move.
I'm not going to move, but I am going to bonus action my spiritual weapon, which will go ahead and attack. Even on the when I cast it, it attacks right away.
Yeah, spiritual weapon.
Yeah, and your spiritual weapon right now is an axe. We'll have to talk about what form it actually takes at some point. Oh, you mentioned this. It was a scythe, wasn't it?
Scythe.
Like the Grim Reaper scythe. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and is this the one that just hit you that you're attacking? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, roll to hit.
To attack. That's a 10 to hit.
That'll miss, I'm afraid.
Yep,
does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
Cool. Coming out the forest at 4 million miles an hour is a strange-looking creature. Appears to it's sort of like a lizard that is riding on 2 legs, and it will attempt to spring at you and bite you. Royal, that's a 23 to hit you.
That'll hit me.
That is 12 of the piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus 7 of the piercing damage because they jumped a long way. So that's a total of 19 piercing damage, which I have a horrible feeling might be you on the floor. Yep. Great, we love that. The next one will running up and... Ooh, it can't get there. It'll stop just outside the entangling grass upon the ground, and it will spit at Nonnery and wait. That brings us to the bug that needs to make a Constitution save. Josh, go ahead and give me Moonbeam damage. That's a 10 on the save.
That's a fail. It will take up shitty damage. That's 4.
Sick. It is now wounded, as delineated by the red dot on its head. Okay. And it will then buzz on over. You reduce its movement speed by 10, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
That won't bother it. And it will attempt to bite Rufus, who is... oh, hold on, it doesn't do that. Oh, yes it does. It lets out a bestial howl. Ooh, we love that. We love that.
That matches.
Yep, and another one will come out of the trees. And then it will attempt to punch Rufus in the face. But I'm pretty sure an 11 is going to miss, so Cindy, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna get up, and then I need to make a strength save.
Right, we're just going to... Yeah, sorry stream, but we're just going to disable all the animations. Maybe that'll help. As I seem to be getting packet loss on my internet.
Alright, I think I passed with the strength save.
Yeah, your strength save to not be restrained was a 25. That's fine, and you weren't restrained by entangle. So yeah.
It was the webs, yeah.
It's actually a sort of sticky substance on the ground. It is difficult terrain where you are, but you can move freely.
Alright. I'm going to bonus action, Giant Smite,
Yep.
grow big, and then...
There is currently not space for you to grow big. You will need to move first. Unless you... Yep, there you go. Thank you. Ooh, there's kind of still not space, but we'll allow it, and I'll just move this bug back one. Yep, cool.
Alright. And then I will hit the bug that just showed up.
Okay. What's your reach?
I'm wielding a glaive, so...
Cool. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Yep, go ahead, roll the hit.
That is a 22.
That'll most definitely hit.
That is 9 damage to it.
Is there any additional damage because you're a big dude?
Yes, there's an extra d6. Which is an extra 5.
He looks disgruntled and wounded.
And let me double check something.
What is thou double checking?
No. I was seeing if I could target another creature with my
No, one at a time.
fire rune, but I can't.
Yep. Second creature turn.
For now, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if it concludes your turn, it will conclude your turn. Period. You don't get to decide later that it didn't.
You know what?
For now.
I don't want that. I'll do other stuff.
Okay. This boggle will move up.
It needs to remember it's.
Oh yeah, that dude's doing nothing. That dude is doing absolutely nothing. He's lying there on the floor, confused about the state of his life. He makes a wisdom save at the end of his turn. Gets a 19.
Yeah, he.
Which one can only assume succeeds. However, he can't unprone yet. That'll be the end of the next. That'll be next turn. Asta, you're up.
Okay, I am gonna bonus action hit.
Were you entangled last time? You made the strength save, didn't you? 14. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yep.
I'm gonna fire an arrow at this guy.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll the hit.
That's a 17.
That'll hit.
Cool.
Yeah, Batman.
Nice. That's max damage. That's 13 radiant.
Okay, you can say goodbye to that dude. He is dead.
And then I'll move out of entanglement.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
difficult terrain, yeah, but I don't think that makes any difference to you right now.
that's
No,
fine.
cool.
And then I'm gonna fire off a guiding bolt at this guy.
Sorry, there are two creatures there. Down or up?
Down.
Down, okay, cool. Yep. I will refresh. Go ahead and give me a roll to hit.
That's a 16.
A 16 will hit. Go ahead, give me some damage.
17 radiant damage.
Ooh, you bring it to his knees with damage. It is severely wounded. There will also be advantage on whoever next wants to attack that. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
Okay, it is now that creature's turn. It will lash out at Cinder. That's a nat 1, so that'll miss. And that's an 11, so that'll miss. None of you are up. And you are unaffected by the difficult terrain below you. Oh, have we lost that again? Nope, okay, he's back. There was strange matrix glitching going on in his camera. Hey, game, you with us?
He looks at me lagging hardcore.
He lagging hardcore.
I hear him talking.
You hear him talking?
Alrighty.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Oh,
Yep, we can hear you. I think.
Well, now we can.
I think it's super delayed when he's talking and when we can hear him.
sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to...
I just have a really shitty stuff.
Are we good? I don't know. Do you want to try again, A-game?
It's a healing word, whoever looks.
There was a healing word in there. We can only assume that it's at. Go ahead and roll the healing. We can only assume it's at Royal. Please describe in sign language what you're doing with your action.
Interpretive dance, please.
Yeah. Nobody turns orange. Shit. Somebody interpret that shit. Again, your action.
What did he mean when he said?
Let us know, and also roll your healing for us.
If you can't hear me, I healing word royal and then told the bug near cinder because this shit's fucking slow right now.
No, we just heard you perfectly fine.
Yeah. That was absolutely spiffing. We heard you perfectly. How much healing for Royal?
I assume it's gonna roll right now, hopefully.
Okay, 6 on the wisdom save, so you can roll the damage. You're told the dead as well. It is wounded, so it's a d12. 8 healing.
For me.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Damn, that's really good.
Oh, yeah. The dead toll, please. 6. Fantastic. It's not.
6 on the toll.
Is it? It's not plus or anything, is it? No.
No, it's not plus. It's just straight up.
Yeah, great, cool, and welcome back. It's nice to have you here. Well, that means that Royal, you won't be making a death save. Instead, it's your turn.
You can make a turn
alright.
save.
Yep, I gotta turn back. Alright, I am going to bonus action greater face step on away from my new friend.
Imagine! Who would have thought that was going to happen?
He needs to make me a wisdom save or be frightened, because I'm in winter currently, the last option. So he needs to make a wisdom save as I disappear.
Yep. What's the radius on that? Is it within 10 feet or 5? 5, okay, cool. Yep.
It's just gonna be the guy that's right next to me. I can't see this time around.
That's a 14 on the wisdom save, your DC?
I believe it's a 15.
Okay, he is frightened.
So he's frightened of me until the end of his next turn.
I'll move him there
I
just so
will
you
actually
can see.
then move up into the middle of the group, because then he can't move towards us.
Yep.
And then I will chuck is this guy still on the ground?
So this guy?
The bottom. Yeah.
Oh no! When I say brought your knees with damage, they're not like prone or anything. It just means they're on 1 HP. Also, apparently you've just become the DM. Bear with us a second. We'll be back shortly.
I'm gonna
Kill
toss.
everything real quick.
I don't know how.
It's because A-Game's webcam went off.
Camera.
Yeah, crapping out. As the TM, I'm gonna shoot a ray of frost at that boyo.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll to hit.
That's a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit and it will die.
What?
You did have advantage, but it's okay.
Oh, let's see if I crit for funsies.
You can roll. You can control. Nope. That's fine.
No, you want to save those crit rolls.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't work. I rolled the worst the second time around. I appreciate the advantage, but...
Cool. And that's a bonus action and action and some movement. I'm assuming that's the end of your
Well,
turn.
movement, that's it for me, yep.
Rufus will make a strength saving throw. That's a nat 20. Off he goes. And I think he's going to stab out at this creature with a dagger, which is straight roll. A 15, which will hit. So that's regular damage, sneak attack damage. Perfect, great, we love that. And there's something that he can do with a bonus action because he did an action. But regardless, I can't remember what it is, or maybe he hasn't got it yet. Yeah, no, I know he can cunning action, but in his subclass somewhere, he has an ability to cast a spell when he uses an action or something. But for now, he's just going to hide in this tree, and that will conclude his turn, and that brings us to...
What's that bug looking?
Which bug? This one up here? Untouched.
The one that he stabbed.
The one I deleted? It's dead.
Oh, okay. I can't see it. That's why.
That's because it's dead.
No, I couldn't see it before. Is my point.
What? You couldn't see the bug right in front of your face?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that piece of information. It's this dude's gonna throw a rock at Nonnery. That's a 22 to hit. Which I would assume hits, even if you shield. So Nunnery, you will take 8 bludgeoning damage. The second throw... no, he can't throw twice. Okay, never mind. Now we'll conclude his turn. That leads us to our little dude here, who will move up to attack July. July, you're no longer restrained, that is correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 21 and a 16 to hit.
Both of those hit.
Rough for you. 9 and then 5 slashing damage for a total of 14.
That takes me down.
Okay. Noting that you are down, the Quaggoth will take a step up to Cinder and make 2 claw attacks. That is a natural 20.
Oh my god, stop it, James.
Dice good. For 12 damage. And then it will take a second claw at you for a 10 to hit, which will miss. July, I need a death save, please. Do you make those with advantage or something weird? Do I remember that correctly? No.
Not. Do you want this announced or do you want it private?
Totally up to you.
I succeeded on that one.
Cool. Oh, never mind. You can cast Spare the Dying as a bonus action. That's the one, isn't it?
And
Yeah,
when us are unconscious and she heals us, she does max healing.
Yeah, no, I know the rest of the stuff. I just, confirming. Jack, line number 1 here is not feared. And will therefore leap over here to deal with our big creature. Just for knowledge's sake, he will have run this way and then leapt. So he doesn't go over the entangling, unsteady, crappy, shitty ground stuff. And because he's strung 30 feet, he will be rolling with advantage, which is an 17 to hit you, Cinder.
That will.
That will hit. Nice, we like that. 13 piercing damage, plus an extra 5.
I'm down.
Cool, that's what we like to see.
I thought you said you couldn't die this fight.
You won't die. This creature is feared, and therefore cannot move any closer. That brings us to this bug, who will throw a rock... Yep. Nunnery, sorry, hello?
Froze again.
I think he wanted to flickering shield some of that damage.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
Sure.
Took off 8.
Then,
Keep you up.
yeah, that would keep me up. I'd have 5 left.
Yep, cool. That brings us to this guy. Nunnery, you should be at 12 HP. You got a rock thrown at you earlier. And this one will throw a rock at Asta. Asta, that's a 10 to hit. I can only assume misses. Cinder, you're up.
Okay, start of my turn. I'm going to bonus action second wind.
Yeah. Oh, I can turn the cameras back on, can't I? There we go. Cool.
Alright, that's really good. 12.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then I'm going to attack the thing that I'm gonna
It just sprung at you, yep.
Yeah, the thing that just sprung.
Okay, please do.
That is another 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, and that will deal... Ooh, yeah, that's what we like to see. 15 damage. And I am going to I'm going to activate my fire room.
15 plus.
Oh, yeah, I almost forget about that. D6. That is an extra, see, 3 damage.
Fantastic. That is enough to take it out in one hit, which is why I was asking.
Perfect. Then I'll action surge.
Okay,
And
great. Love that.
I'm going to attack the thing, the other
That's
thing.
right in front of you. Yeah, of course you will. Yeah.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 14 damage.
It only applies once, the extra 6.
It only applies once, but if it's still alive, then I'm gonna fire rune it.
It's looking fairly okay. It's not wounded.
Then I'm gonna fire rune it.
Okay, that is a bonus action, correct?
It is no, it's no action.
Okay, cool.
It's just I just do it. So it will take an extra 8 fire damage, and fiery chains shall restrain it.
Okay.
It must take a.
It failed. It's restrained.
Yep. So it's restrained. It can make the save at the end of its turn, all per usual stuff. And I will stay where I am. I'm not gonna move, mostly because I can't really.
Okay, it's restrained. Does that conclude your turn? Yes, it will. That leads us to this dude who will make a... He made his wisdom save. He will use half his movement speed to get up. He is no longer prone. And then he will... What?
Wait, is this the guy that was Tasha's who's after?
He was Tasha's, and he was my stone rune.
He was
so you
under
hit him, alright.
both? No,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't... He failed his save. He's still Tasha's... He's still... hit his... Why did you do it on the same creature?
They didn't. They did it on different ones. That was a different boggle. I think that's one of the ones that
Yeah.
died. Was how the other
This one
died.
was the one that was...
Yeah, this creature
stopped
is...
or whatever.
Oh...
I Tasha this one.
I've got it backwards. Okay. My misunderstanding. Right. Okay, that'll stay as it is then, laughing on the floor. Okay.
It is a save.
Yeah, he doesn't do
No
anything.
need to resave.
No.
Yeah, unless he takes damage.
Yeah, exactly. Asta, you're up.
I am going to...
Sorry.
Tasha's is another save at the end of each turn, and in addition, there's another save if they take damage. It's both.
No, then he's returned in each time. Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
In each time.
Guys,
It's fine, but it
I do DM 5 days a week and have been doing so for a year and a half. I know exactly what Hideous Laughter does. It's already failed its save. I've moved on to the next turn. We're on Asta. Please, carry on, as you were.
I'm gonna bonus action healing word July
Yep.
for 7 health.
Cool. Up you come.
And then I am going to... I'm gonna Guiding Bolt this guy.
Okay, that is the one that if you Guiding Bolt will make a save to no longer be incapacitated. I would pick any other creature on the map. Okay, that guy is restrained. You'll be making your attack with advantage.
Okay. Nat 20 for 27.
Cool. Please go ahead and give me a crit damage.
That's 29 radiant damage.
And that is enough to remove him in one hit.
Oh, sorry, I just rolled it for no reason whatsoever.
That's fine. Cool, that takes him out. That's action, bonus action, any movement speed?
No.
Nope, you're happy where you are? Great. That brings us to... Where's this guy appearing on the initiative? You're dead. No, you're up.
Alright, well... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look at the big guy over there. And I'm going to Tasha's Mind Whip it.
The insect? I'm not seeing a ping if you're making one.
Yeah, let me just get over here. It's the big yellow one over here. Big green one.
The insect, great. Okay, cool. That is up here. That's a nat 1 for a -1. For psychic damage, correct?
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Psychic damage.
That's a sad damage roll.
And it, yeah. Can't take reactions.
Yep. Does that conclude your turn or any bonus action, Nunnery?
I'm going to bonus action. I suppose bonus action. Move this guy.
5 feet backwards?
Nah. 5 feet backwards. Sure, yeah.
Okay, that's a 15 on the save.
I think that makes it, yeah.
Cool. Okay, Royal, you're unconscious on D&D Beyond, but I think you are up, correct?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, cool, that's fine. You're updating in Roll20, that's great.
Yeah. Just gonna, that way it's more visible and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Yeah. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think, unfortunately, I didn't get a template for this, but I should be able to get...
What are you looking to use?
Rhymes Binding Ice.
Yes, the reason you didn't get a template for that is because it's homebrew. What is it, 30-foot cone?
Yeah, 30-foot cone.
Yeah. I don't think you can miss anybody with that.
That guy's probably too far out to the side.
Yeah, he's not getting hit. So yeah, it's just going to be those three. Cool, go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. Well, they need to make me a Constitution saving throw, I believe.
Yep.
Go.
And this one. That's 2,000 a success.
Okay. Fails. It's half of that. Sorry, it's that full 11, and for 1 minute they are restrained by ice. They have to take a full action, or someone else has to take an action to free themselves, so their movement speed is 0. For the fail, for the other, it's just half damage for 5.
Okay. So this creature is restrained.
For restrained, they don't have like the disadvantage on attacks, but he has no movement for the next minute until he's freed.
Oh, I see. Right, okay, so he's not actually restrained.
It's more like a grapple, kind of.
He's
like
grappled.
effect.
Yep, okay, I'm not going to mark a grappled. One of them couldn't move any closer anyway because he's frightened of you.
Well, no, he'll no longer be frightened at the end of my turn.
Oh, right, yeah. So he's no longer frightened.
So
But,
I'm
yeah.
going to try and ruin the guy in front of me stay, as I am going to teleport again back with my other use of it, and he is going to need to make me a wisdom saving throw against the guy that was right in front of me.
It's a fail. So he is frightened.
He is now, the other one's free now, but that one is now frightened for...
Yep, is there a save at the end of their turn for Rhymes Binding Ice?
No, they
It's
have
an
to
action,
spend the
yeah.
action to free
Yeah,
themselves.
cool.
That's the only action they
Okay,
get free.
that brings us to Rufus. I have a funny feeling Rufus might just stay where the fuck he is. And as he is hidden and within range for his... Oh, is he actually?
It's a hand crossbow, right?
Yeah, he's going to have to take a step closer. And as he is unseen, he will attack with advantage. Which is a 17 to hit, which will hit. That is 6 of the regular damage. And 2 of the normal damage. And he'll go ahead and use Fury of the Small as well, which I think is 2 damage at this point.
It should be levels, maybe 3.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Unless it's Multiverse with Monsters version, which is your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, proficiency bonus, that's correct. So we have a total of some damage and some other damage. It rolled it for me. 15 plus 2. Great, 17 damage. 17 damage is not enough to take that creature out, but is enough to wound it severely. And is that creature's turn? No, I've just damaged the wrong person. Sorry, hold on. 17 damage is not enough to wound it either. That will lead us to this dude, who is the only one who is not restrained.
He also has to decide whether to get a move, an action, or a bonus action.
Yep, he's mind whipped. I know. That's fine. I think given what you did to him, he's gonna... I'm not gonna roll damage first. He's gonna throw a rock at your head. That's a 24 to hit you. I've already rolled damage, but I'll roll it again, I guess. 11 damage. Bludgeoning.
11.
Is an honorary down?
Nope. And that leads us to this creature. This creature is frightened, but he can reach... July, yeah, he's also got 0 movement speed, but he can claw out from where he is. That's got 10, which will miss, and a natural 20, which will most definitely hit.
He has disadvantage because he's frightened.
What?
Isn't that only you?
He's only frightened of you.
No, it's all attacks if he can see me.
Okay.
Frightened does the disadvantage on all ability checks and tackles while my source of fear is within line of sight.
Yeah, Huh. Okay. Yeah, I suppose you're not particularly hidden there. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I particularly did go hide behind a tree for a reason. You should be able to see me at that point. So.
Okay. Yeah. Dirty 20 to hit.
That'll still hit.
4 slashing damage.
Okay.
July, you're up.
Okay. At the big beetle at the top of the screen, going to guiding bolt at 2nd level. That will be a 23 to hit.
Yep.
13 radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not seeing these like unknown creatures. They're invisible to me on the map, but I want to move in such a way that hopefully I won't take an attack of opportunity. Can I do that?
Yeah, I mean, he can't take a reaction, so that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to move out here, and I believe when I went unconscious, my spiritual weapon went away.
Nope.
No.
And not only that, but if you stand where you've just moved to, you'll still be in range of the enemy. Do you want to move out of its range? The creature is in this square here.
Yeah, I'll move like right there.
Yep, great,
And
that's
then
fine.
Let me make sure guiding bolt is an action. Yes, it is. Okay, bonus action. I'm gonna hit it with my spiritual weapon.
Yep, go ahead, roll to hit.
24 to hit, 7 force damage.
Yeah, 24 does definitely hit. And 7 force damage might just be enough. No, not quite. It is wounded, but no more than that. Cool. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
Fantastic. That leads us...
I'm sorry. The next attack at the beetle at the top.
Yeah, it's marked with a yellow dot because it's advantage. Asta, sorry, I'm just going to try and speed things up a little bit because I know we're getting a little late. Asta, this creature will rush at you and make a leap. That's a 15 to hit you.
That is my armor class.
Fantastic. You will take 9 piercing damage plus an additional 7. Please make a concentration check, please, for Moonbeam. Twice. No, once. DC 10. Those 2 damages do happen to symptom. Okay.
Shield for him.
Go ahead, give me the roll on that, please. Asta, it'll still be a DC 10 concentration check. So Constitution save.
That's a 19.
Okay, go ahead and heal yourself back up for 7, though. As you blocked 7 damage, your Moonbeam up. Cindy, you're up.
I am going to go right there and then hit that creature.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
I think it's our biggest threat right now, honestly. 26.
And I'll hit.
Oh, I get to re-roll that because of Great Weapon Master. Oh, that is 13 damage from the glaive plus an extra. So that's 14 damage in total.
Yep. Nice. It is severely wounded.
Damn. Alright, well, that's my roll.
Okay,
my roll.
cool.
That's my turn.
That brings us to Asta.
Okay, I'm gonna take the disengage action. And then I'm gonna bonus action fire an arrow at this guy.
Okay.
15 to hit.
Yep.
Did you roll that in? Oh, no, that's not it.
No.
That's 12 radiant damage.
It is dead. Nice. Good hit.
Good.
Cool. Does that conclude your turn, Asta?
Yes.
No, you're up.
Alright. Okay. So, this big bug over here that hit me is a meanie, so I'm going to Toll the Dead It.
Okay. It is currently wounded. So you may roll a d12 for me while I try and find it to make a save. It fails its save. 5 damage, is that correct?
5 necrotic. Yes.
Yep, any bonus action?
Who looks most hurt?
You.
Amongst all of us?
You.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. I'll healing word myself, I suppose. Yeah.
You have healing word?
Yeah.
Cool.
I did it earlier.
Oh, you took that as one of your arcane polymath options. Right, Royal, you're up.
Cool. Is the boy down here threatening me? I'm not sure what squares he's occupying.
He is threatening you. He's not in melee range. He's 10 foot away.
Okay, so he wants to come get me, but he can't opportunity attack me.
You would assume so.
Yes, I mean, I might find out he has reach, but we're gonna back up.
Yep.
And we're gonna toss actually at the bug over here
Yep.
a Ray of Frost with the advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
Yep. That'll be a 20 to hit,
That'll hit.
or 6 cold damage.
Nice, it is wounded.
Cool, and it has its speed reduced by 10.
Mhm.
That'll be it for me at the moment, though.
Cool. That leads us to Rufus. Rufus will shoot out at the dinosaur thing. He will do so at advantage because he was hidden. Oh, goodness sake, just fucking roll. Stupid fucking website. Cool. Love that. 14 damage in total. Is that enough to take it out? It is. It is dead. And he shall move over 5, 10, 15, 20 as he can. He will go and stand next to July and he will hide in that tree. That brings us to the rock-throwing bug up the top, who likes the look of Big Cinder, I think. Well, not enough to hit him, apparently. That leads us to July.
Okay.
There's one incapacitated creature and one wounded creature left.
Alright. I'm going to bonus action healing word myself because I'm pretty low.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take 7 points of healing for myself, and then what's the range on that? As an action, yeah, I've got range. I'm gonna just toss a sacred flame at that big bug at the top of the screen.
Yep, okay, go ahead and give me some damage while I find it to roll a dex save.
Yep, it's only gonna be
It might be 3, but it's 3 damage that actually did happen, as he failed his wisdom save. I mean, unless your DC is lower than 4. Bonus action, any movement?
That's all I can do for actions, and I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, cool, Cindy, you're up.
Is this area...
No, the creature that had the difficult terrain has just failed his concentration save.
That. Then...
And I forgot to remove the grease pile, because it was under the entangle and I hadn't seen it. Yep, go ahead.
I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah. As you should.
Is dirty 20.
Very nice, go ahead, give me damage.
That is... Ooh, 16 damage altogether.
Nice, that is enough to take it out.
Alright. And that's my turn.
Cool. Ooh, it's no longer hideous laughter. That's nice. It's just in time for it to die. Asta, you're up.
Okay, I am going to fire off an arrow at that guy.
Yep. Sorry, that's a disadvantage. It's prone.
Okay, there's a 15 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Nice, max damage, that's 13 radiant.
Holy shit, okay, he is severely wounded.
And then I am also, in my free hand, going to summon a starry formed whip, and I'm going to thorn whip him as well.
Cool. What's the range on Thorn Whip?
30 feet.
Is it? Oh, okay. Cool. Nice.
There's a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 4 piercing damage, and I'll be dragged 10 feet away.
It will not be dragged anywhere unless it says a corpse. Please go ahead and describe its grisly demise.
So, like in Asta's left hand is the bow, and in the right, the a whip appears, but it's like black with white stars on it, and then he just like lashes it around the enemy, and then just like throws the body.
Nice. Nice. And Yeah, as you guys managed to defeat the monsters that all seeked to take advantage of you as you were distracted in your fight, you realize that the wilderness is no joke. You were able to huddle together. You've been sort of adventuring right now for 5 or 6 hours through the forest. It's coming to sort of mid-afternoon. And as you gather together, I'm assuming you guys will probably take a short rest, but that is where we will end session.
Did we level up?
Did you level up? Do you think you deserve to level up?
Yes.
Personally, yes.
You do?
I can't speak for the rest of the team, but I think I should.
You fought some random creatures in the forest, and you think, yeah, sure, I should level up?
Level 1's level up from killing rats.
Are you level 1?
Not that much higher.
I think we've done enough encounters to warrant a level up.
Oh, all 1.5 of them.
Well, no, I don't mean like even combat encounters. I just mean,
You can assume that you must complete a mission before finding a level, my friend. I did actually say to you, I guarantee you will not level up this session about 2 hours ago. So, no, you didn't level up. Anyway, reverse order. I believe our last meet and greet was Stevie, so your MVP, Stevie.
Oh goodness. I'm sorry. I'm still reeling from this combat. I think that just overall in general this session, I feel like Royal was really on top of a lot of the RP, especially like the information gathering from Carla, and I appreciated that because I didn't know what questions to ask, so I'm going to give it to Royal in general.
Lovely. Eli isn't here, but if he was here, he would say the DMing was exquisite. Josh.
My MVP is that I now stan Lornick and Nonnery as a couple.
I'm very glad for that.
I'm gonna write fanfic.
Oh, lovely. Good, someone's got to, because it ain't going to be me. A-Game, your MVP.
Yeah, I would also say Royal. I quite enjoy how he does things. The excuses, the talking, the schmooving that he does. I think Nonary is more of a thinking character. So, someone to ask questions just as, Stevie said, is quite nice to have, especially because IRL, I also just have a 9 intelligence compared to Nonary. So someone asking good questions is great. And all that, but yeah.
Good. Royal, Trill.
Royal would second the chicanery with Nonnery and fucking Lornick. I think that's the funniest fucking shit. I'm gonna give it to Cinder's commitment to making our house a livable space. Might be slightly overspending in some regards, but it should be pretty nice by the end.
I swear to God, if you gave those Goliaths 160 gold.
That's my MVP, is the fact you were going to pay 160 gold for them to put the furniture away. I was loving that.
That would have been out of, my own pocket.
I still would have loved it. The single best scam I've pulled on a character.
Just out in general, trying to give our poor lead-headed Lev some gold, which he had no idea what to do with, was very sweet. General, that was an RP.
I think the combined efforts of Nonnery's cleaning and Cinder's furniture purchasing are going to produce quite a lovely base at some point. Duff.
Definitely combat MVP is Nonnery. Nonnery single-handedly kept a lot of people in the fight just because of that flickering shield, which is really good. Very happy about it, and it's only going to get better. But yeah, sort of just everyone's RP. I love as someone who's been like, Urxos was very similar to like the vibe that this campaign gives. I'm sitting back feeling like I know everything that's already happening. Everyone's just like, are we sure we want to do these jobs? Like maybe we should like say no or put our foot down. And I'm sitting there being like, it is way too early for us to even consider that.
Yeah.
But my character doesn't know that, obviously.
No.
So
No.
but yeah,
Yeah, I definitely come from MVPs. I really love the amount of things that we think that the 15-year-old thief might know. Yes, he's well informed on the streets, but my god, like how many estates does he have? Where are they? Can you get blueprints? No.
She's our boss.
No. There are moments where even the great Hot Fingers Carla draws the fucking line. I also loved the fact that Darth nearly spent 160 gold on somebody moving his furniture 8 foot. That was beautiful. My combat MVP has got to be Moonbeam. That did a whole lot of fucking jack shit. At least you managed to keep concentration on it.
It's not great for a lot of enemies.
It's brilliant for a lot of enemies if you have a choke point, and open forest is not the time, my friend. Yeah, that was absolutely hilarious. And the fact that the one proc it did 4 damage was... I always love it when things suck.
You can move it as an action, right?
Yeah, but at what point, right? At what point is it actually worthwhile when it's only hitting one creature and they can't force a creature to stay in it? But my secondary MVP was the ever-bouncing HP, like a trampoline of July Landry. Just sort of wavering around, like... I'm sure she's standing there going, I'm sure I'm not meant to be the tank. But just with the positioning of how the fight was, she was a good target to hit, and it was a hell of a lot better than bashing on Royal or Nonnery, so... Yeah, no, I love that. But yeah, that is where we're going to end. If you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
later.
Listen.
We shall see you soon.